Good morning. A rare morning start in the Midwest League. There'll be lots of youngsters on hand here to see the Kernels and Snappers conclude their four-game series at Pullman Field, and has promised a second chat with Midwest League President George Spelius. And George, I thought we'd pick up where we left off last night. You talked a little bit about, we talked about the Major League's effort to keep the game moving and to keep it an upbeat tempo to attract younger fans from the young generation. What about this possibility, George? And Jack Rader has been trying to advocate this for years. Jack would like to convince the major league teams to keep the minor leaguers at so-called extended spring training throughout the month of April. Bring them to our Midwest League cities in early May, and then conclude the season in late September. I'm sure this has entered your mind. Is there any chance that could ever happen?
I don't think so. Number one, today the young people that play baseball also are looking to get an education. And they push us to get that season over with earlier because a lot of these kids go to school.
Go back to college.
You're right on. And so for that one reason alone, I think you're not going to see that happen.
Well, I'm sure a lot of these proposals and ideas come your way, George, and we're always trying to improve the game of baseball. And another area that I think is going to be
Well, we've had a short circuit here on our South Slope Communications Triple Play show, and here's what we're going to do. We are going to try something that we haven't had to do here in Beloit yet. We were in the middle of a conversation with Midwest League President George Spelius, and he was saying that Jack Rader's suggestion that we start the season in May rather than early April and end it in September is probably not a possibility because the fellows that play professional baseball, many of them have in their contract that their tuition will be paid for in the off-season by the big league club that signed them. Now, I have just made an adjustment or two to our South Slope Communications Triple Play Show MP3 player format here, and let me do my best to see if we're back in business here.
Good morning.
Yes.
Out here in the first. Out here in the
Okay.
before this 11 a.m.
Let's do this.
Good morning.
A rare morning start
Let's don't
in the
do that.
Midwest
Hold
League.
on.
There'll be lots of youngsters on hand here to see the Kernels and Snappers.
Okay, this is John Rogers here at Pullman Field in Beloit, and I'm chuckling because even the best technology sometimes goes haywire on you, and I think what happened is our MP3 player suddenly lost power. So what I'm going to do is roll it ahead just a little bit, and we'll pick up George Spelius' answer to our first question about Jack Rader, the Kernel general manager. Asked George whether he thought the season could begin in May and finish in late September, and George has answered that's not a likelihood because the players, many of them go back to college. Now let's pick up the interview where approximately we left off. The South Slope Communications Triple Play Show with George Spelius, Midwest League President.
Entered your mind. Is there any chance that could ever happen?
I don't think so. Number one, today the young people that play baseball also are looking to get an education. And they push us to get that season over with earlier because a lot of these kids go to school.
Go back to college.
You're right on. And so for that one reason alone, I think you're not going to see that happen.
Well, I'm sure a lot of these proposals and ideas come your way, George, and we're always trying to improve the game of baseball. And another area that I think is going to be addressed or has been addressed is the big can of worms of steroids. We haven't talked about it much at all this spring, and I wanted to wait to get your opinion on it. A few years ago, it was the minor leagues that turned the tide in chewing tobacco. Chewing tobacco is now virtually eliminated verboten from all minor league clubhouses. Steroids and drug-enhancing, performance-enhancing drugs is a much larger issue that's harder to test for. What are you being told by the major leagues that we should be doing at the minor league level to try to not nip this problem in the bud, but to eliminate it?
Well, actually, it's being administrated strictly by the major leagues. We're not told too much at all on it. They send their supervisors down, their doctors, their testing, etc. We know that's happening, but they don't ask much of us. because, number one, the players don't belong to us. They belong to the Major League Ball Club, and they're stars of tomorrow. So that's the way that's handled, really. And of course, I think it's the best thing to happen, because, so you can hit a few home runs and all that, but health-wise, some of these men are, family men, they have children, and they may be killing themselves, and we've lost a few, Caminetti, through that, and I think they're doing a good job, and I think the more that the commissioner's office lets the public know that there are problems in certain areas, don't keep them secret. That's the way they get into a hole, and that's why they say, well, Bud Selig gets a bad rap for that. And hey, let them know that these things are happening, and it happens on the outside, too, not only in baseball.
No, George, very good point. Methamphetamines are a huge problem in the state of Iowa, so much so that certain medications you can't just walk up and buy Sudafed when you have a cold. I learned that. And these are problems that are inherent in all of society. I want to reiterate that our minor league players, I know for a fact, are subjected to random, unannounced tests throughout the season, not just once.
That's right. They can come in at any time and do any kind of check, and they can look for tobacco, they can look for this, and they can, do the testing for steroids and things like that. So I think it's being handled right, and as I said a few moments ago, it's not a big secret. They're trying to clean up that situation.
This morning from Beloit, as the Kernels get set to wrap up their 4-game series with the Snappers, we're honored to have George Spelius, the Midwest League president, alongside on the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show. George, you have a special challenge here in Beloit. You're one of the smallest markets in all of professional baseball, and it's getting to be more and more challenging, even with new stadiums being built and attendance records continuing to be set, to have a strong balance sheet in minor league baseball. In fact, many teams have to write off losses. What needs to be done to ensure that this great game can thrive for the fans like it does in no other way here in the minor leagues?
Well, one thing, these nice stadiums that do go up, I learned by it too, not only in our league, but other leagues as well. Don't be overzealous in building a stadium that's out of whack. And out of whack means too big for what you need. I'd rather have it sold out and can't sell another ticket rather than struggle with payments, etc. And I pass that on to anybody that's going to build a new stadium, and we know that so well here in Beloit because we're on that road right now.
With that said, and that's a marvelous piece of knowledge and advice to keep in mind, what about the Major League's relationship with us? Is it healthy? Are we continuing to incur more and more costs? What's the long-term prognosis?
Well, the costs do go up, but it's got to be a win-win situation. We need them, and they need us. Going to the colleges and going to just staying in Arizona and Florida to do the minor league stuff, that won't work. So we have to cooperate. And I think basically, we just signed a 10-year contract, and it wasn't a bad contract. So I think we realize, and we have to appreciate each other.
Thanks, George. We're going to take a break and return this morning for our final part of the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show as we're visiting with Midwest League President George Spelius. You're listening to Colonel Baseball in the Zone.
A triple play, a rarity on the diamond, but produced successfully every day at South Slope Communications in North Liberty. The South Slope Communications triple play consists of voice, video, and data communications for your home or business. Achieve your communications triple play with South Slope Communications. South Slope is committed to providing the latest communications technology to their members while continuing to give service second to none. South Slope can provide your home or business with just about everything that connects you to information. Digital wireless phones, long-distance plans, data home and business wiring, video conferencing, dial-up and high-speed internet service, fiber optic installation and termination, and coming soon to all local servicing areas, digital video TV service. South Slope also rents out a beautiful community center event room in their magnificent new building in North Liberty. When you need anything in the communications field, select South Slope Communications. Visit them at southslope.com.
Before this 11 a.m. start, On Thursday morning, George Spelius has stopped by to chat with us on the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show. We've covered an awful lot of ground last night and this morning with George alongside. And George, the last thing I wanted you to address was the world of professional umpiring, both here at the Midwest League and in the Major Leagues. You are the proud father-in-law of Major League umpire Marty Foster. Could you share with our listeners one or two things you know as a family member, having a loved one as a professional umpire, what they might not know or appreciate about how difficult and challenging a profession it is?
Well, number one, they picked a profession. And by picking a profession, they know that they're always on the road. They're not home. Like Cedar Rapids will go back to Cedar Rapids, but Marty Foster will go back to Seattle or Chicago or whatever. And that's challenging, and it's hard. But when you think, what a select group, 68 people are in the major leagues doing major league umpiring. And, of course, Marty knows that everything that he knows, I taught him.
But he umpired in this league.
Yes, he did for 2 years. And it's you got to love that game. And, when you see the likes of Joe Brinkman and Bruce Froling, they're in their 60s. To stand behind that plate, I don't even like to stand behind the fence watching those pitches come in, John. I really don't. But it's for the love of the game.
Well, George, thank you so much. You've given so much of your professional life, so much of your effort and your faith in this league. And what a league it is, the Midwest League. You've presided over it for how many years?
I'm sorry, my 19th year.
Congratulations, George. You've seen this league prosper and grow during your long and successful tenure. We appreciate you joining us for the second straight time this morning on the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show.
John, it's always my pleasure to be with you. And furthermore, my hellos and highs to people in Cedar Rapids. I'll be coming through there in a month or two.
We can't wait to welcome you. That's Midwest League President George Spelius, our South Slope Communications Triple Play Show guest. Series finale this morning from Pullman Field. I'll have the starting lineups when we return. This is Kernel Baseball in the Zone.
I live for you, I feed your cats, I fold your undies at the laundromat, unless you want me to have them dry. I get paid for that. I'll work things out, things get bad. I'll shave my soul patch before I meet your dad. I'll wear a turtleneck to strategically hide my tattoos if I can. I'm winning the best, I'm winning your hand. I'm giving you all my time, but this Dr. Pepper is mine, rich taste, forget it. This Dr. Pepper is mine, one taste and you get it. I'll shop with you, always be true. I'll never share my Dr. Pepper with you. Sorry. This Dr. Pepper is mine, one taste and you get it. So rich. This Dr. Pepper is mine, so refreshing taste, drinking by the case. This Dr. Pepper is mine, delicious. Isn't even a word.
It's a beautiful Thursday morning in Beloit, Wisconsin, and with a win, the Kernels could gain a split in their 4-game series with the Minnesota Twin minor leaguers. Welcome to Kernel Baseball from Pullman Field. It's 67 degrees, sunshine, beautiful. I'm going to set the Allen Motor Company Kernel starting lineup first today because our South Slope Communications Triple Play Show interview with Midwest League President George Spelius carried us just a little bit long. Allen Motor Company is celebrating their 122nd birthday bash with a bang. Their gift to you, your first year's maintenance, is on Allen. If you buy or lease during Allen's 102nd year birthday bash, your first year's maintenance is on Allen's. Allen's is open late until 9 o'clock tonight, and among the fabulous savings, the Allen's birthday bash sales bonanzas, 2005 Buick LeSabres, Allen's birthday bash sale price at just $20,998. Those 2005 Buick LeSabres are the best-selling full-size car in America, and you can purchase them now with your first maintenance on Allen's, your first year's maintenance on Allen's, for just $20,998, 2005 Buick LeSabres. Allen Motor Company, celebrating their 102nd year in business, proud to present the Allen Motor Company Kernel starting lineup. Leading off, the shortstop, switch hitter Alexi Casilla. It'll be Freddy Sandoval, the team leader in RBIs with 26, batting second in the Allen Motor Company order. He's at third base. Aaron Peel's eighth in the league in hitting with a .315 average. Aaron hasn't played since Monday night's series opening Kernel win. Peel is batting third, the designated hitter. Drew Toussaint had the only 2 Kernel hits in last night's 5-1 loss, a pair of doubles. Drew is batting cleanup with a .293 average. He's in left field. Catching for the Kernels, the Australian Michael Collins. Collins is batting fifth. He, too, hasn't played since Monday night's series opening win here in Beloit. Batting sixth, Warner Madrigal in right field. He leads the team with 7 home runs. Chris Walson will hit seventh in the Allen Motor Company order at first base. Batting eighth, seeing his first action since a week ago Wednesday in Davenport, Iowa, second baseman Jason Ramos. And rounding out the Allen Motor Company batting order in center field, switch hitter Richard Giannotti. Richard will try to break out of a funk in which he's won for his last 20. On the hill, Francisco Rodriguez. Francisco is making his 10th start of the year, 1-3 with a 5.05 ERA. Fernando Rodriguez last pitched Saturday at home, 2 innings before lightning and rain caused a long delay, a no decision in a 4-1 Kernel win over West Michigan. Andrea Murphy and Jessica Ferguson should be along shortly to join this crowd on this gorgeous Thursday afternoon. We'll set the home standing Beloit lineups for you in just a moment. Let's pause at Pullman Field to honor America with the playing and singing of the national anthem.
Here to sing today's anthem is Anna Garrett.
Oh, can you see by the dawn's early light what so calmly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars to the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we walked, were so gallantly free, and what is red glare, the bombers singing there, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Beautiful Thursday morning, and before we take a break, Anderson & Brown Eye Care, the official eye care provider of the Cedar Rapids Kernels, proud to present our umpiring crew. Jeff Lascola will call the balls and strikes, and Nick Monaco on the diamond. Anderson & Brown Eye Care, they'll be moving to their new location on Boyson Road, just west of I-380 on June 1st. We'll set the defensive alignment for the Snappers and tell you about their starter, Kyle Waldrop, when we return for baseball on Thursday morning from America's Dairyland. This is Kernel Baseball in the Zone.
A triple play, a rarity on the diamond, but produced successfully every day at South Slope Communications in North Liberty. The South Slope Communications triple play consists of voice, video, and data communications for your home or business. Achieve your communications triple play with South Slope Communications. South Slope is committed to providing the latest communications technology to their members while continuing to give service second to none. South Slope can provide your home or business with just about everything that connects you to information. Digital wireless phones, long-distance plans, data home and business wiring, video conferencing, dial-up and high-speed internet service, fiber optic installation and termination, and coming soon to all local servicing areas, digital video TV service. South Slope also rents out a beautiful community center event room in their magnificent new building in North Liberty. When you need anything in the communications field, select South Slope Communications. Visit them at southslope.com.
Kyle Waldrop, a right-hander, is on the hill for the Beloit Snappers, a 2-5 record, a first-round pick of the Minnesota Twins last June. He's only 20 years old, from Knoxville, Tennessee. He's won 2 and lost 5. His height is 6'4", 200 pounds, and his ERA is 4.62. The Kernels are in their red knit batting practice tops with blue lettering across the front, big white numbers on the back, and let's set the snappers for you defensively. Dwayne White is in left field, Deacon Burns in center, and Jeremy Pickrell from Galesburg, Illinois, who hasn't played since the series opener Monday night, is in right. David Winfrey at third. Angelo Fermin is the shortstop for the Snappers. Paul Rutgers at second. The game's first pitch is just inside ball one to Alexi Casilla. Chris Brown at first for Beloit today, and the catcher out of Notre Dame, Javier Sanchez. Alexi Casilla on a 1-0 delivery. Bounces it to second. Easy for Paul Rutgers on 2 hops, and he throws in time. Alexi Casilla playing in his 10th game as a Colonel, batting 182. Nothing for 4 last night, is chopped out to second, and this morning and afternoon of baseball is underway in Beloit.
Now batting third baseman number 21, Freddy Sandoval.
Freddy Sandoval. Switch hitting Colonel third baseman, batting second in the Allen Motor Company order. That's because Sean Rodriguez is getting a rare day off. I think Sean, and I'd have to look this up to be sure, but I think Sean Rodriguez has played in 44 of the 46 Colonel games this spring. That's how durable he has been. Freddie took a ball low, and now he bounces one to second. Exact same play for Paul Rutgers. Freddie Sandoval chops one to second. Paul Rutgers on to Chris Brown, and 4 pitches and 2 gone here in the Colonel first half inning. Colonels tied for 12th in the league in hitting. Our team batting average .235. The Colonels have walloped 28 home runs in 46 games. That's 5th highest in the 14-team Midwest League. And the Colonels are second in the league in stolen bases, 59 steals in 46 games. Aaron Peel, the batter, and he's hit by the pitch. The first pitch from Kyle Waldrop ran in on Aaron Peel, and Peel, who is 8th in the league with a .315 average, reaches first as the ball glanced off the front of his left front leg.
Left fielder, number 16, Drew Toussaint.
Drew Toussaint has had a marvelous series. The cleanup batter is 4 for 8 in the series. Leadoff doubles last night in the 5th and 7th. The only 2 Colonel hits off starter, Anthony Swarzak, who struck out 13 in 8 innings. A big, slow curveball is a strike to Drew Toussaint. Drew's 4 for 8 performance in this series the last 2 nights has lifted his batting average to .293. He's a right-handed hitter, wearing a bright red batting helmet. A breaking pitch in the dirt, blocked by the catcher Javier Sanchez, who's seen his first action in this series. We haven't had a chance to set Beloit's batting order for you. We'll do that when they come up in the bottom of the first inning against Fernando Rodriguez. I've slipped into a bad habit of referring to him as Francisco, and I'll try to stop doing that. Swing and a miss on a fastball. Drew Toussaint chased that rising fastball above his letters, and that's strike 2. Drew has a homer, 12 RBIs. He scored the sole Colonel run in last night's game. He scored in the 5th inning on an unearned run to tie the game at 1. A throw to first, and Aaron Peel just dove back safely. He just got back in time. A light breeze is blowing from the left field foul pole to the right field foul pole on this 68-degree Thursday morning. What an atmosphere here at Pullman Field. A curve, and it's drilled to deep left. Way back. 2-0 Colonels. Drew Toussaint touched one off. His 5th hit of the series. His 4th extra base hit. And his 2nd home run of the season. Drew Toussaint took a curveball from Kyle Waldrop and drilled it high and deep to left over the 8-foot-high plywood wall for his 2nd home run of the year, his 5th hit of the series, and 4 of his 5 hits have been for extra bases. Drew Toussaint launched one out of here down the left field line to give the Colonels an early 2-0 lead. Well, you talk to guys in professional baseball, and universally, hitters say they always prefer playing day baseball. They think it's worth 8 to 10 points on their average higher because they can see the ball a little bit better. Well, Drew Toussaint saw that curveball from Kyle Waldrop, and he launched it out of the ballpark over the left field wall, swinging a foul by Michael Collins. That evens the count to Michael at 1 ball, 1 strike. What a series for Drew Toussaint. 5 hits. Michael Collins hasn't played since the series opener on Monday evening, a Kernel 3-2 win, and Michael falls behind in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes, as he lifts one foul behind the screen. It's 325 down the lines here at Pullman Field, only 380 feet to straightaway center, where Deacon Burns is playing straight away. Michael Collins takes a pitch down and in and rips it to third right at David Winfrey. Michael Collins lines out to third to end the Kernel first inning. Aaron Peel was hit on a 2-out pitch, and he was aboard when Drew Toussaint belted his second home run of the season. 2 runs for the Kernels in the top of the first inning, 1 hit. There were no Beloit errors. The Kernels leave the bases empty. And on this lovely Thursday morning, after 1/2 inning, Kernels 2, Beloit coming up. This is Kernel Baseball in the Zone.
Who's that cool cooking man? King of the grill, who's your patio? Charbroiled sausage flipping man with the buns. Who's your patio?
He don't make good service, 'cause it's number 1 for taste and fun.
Econo Foods is the place to save on Clement's fine products this week. Shop Econo Foods for hot pricing on Clement.
Hey folks, John Madden here to tell you about the Big Ace Memorial Day weekend sale going on May 27th through May 30th at your local participating Ace Hardware. Kick off the summer with a picnic or cookout. Get a Rubbermaid 10-quart cooler or 2-gallon jug for only $4.99 after a $3 mail-in rebate. Or get a portable charcoal kettle grill for only $9.99. So make plans to shop this weekend at the Ace Memorial Day weekend sale. Ace, the helpful place.
Quantities limited, available to participating Ace stores.
Charlie Pickett here for Amdro. Now, I don't know anybody that likes ants. That's why you need to know about new Amdro Ant Block. Ant Block keeps ants out of your house, and it wipes them out where they live, outside. Just sprinkle Amdro Ant Block around the foundation of your home. You see, Ant Block's a bait. Ants take it back to the colony where they share it and die, even the queen. New Amdro Ant Block. Stop them on the outside before they come inside.
A 2-out, 2-run homer by cleanup batter Drew Toussaint has given Kernel starter Fernando Rodriguez a 2-0 lead with which to start this morning. Let's give you the batting order for the Snappers. We set their defensive alignment for you in the top half of the first. It'll be Angelo Fermin, a switch hitter, leading off at short. Batting second from Australia, Paul Rutgers at second base. Deacon Burns leads the league with 24 extra base hits. Deacon batting third in center field. The Snapper cleanup man at third base, David Winfrey. He's only 19 years old. Galesburg, Illinois' Jeremy Pickrell will hit fifth in right field. The first baseman, Chris Brown, bats sixth for Kevin Bowles' Beloit Snappers. Mark Zamwish is the designated hitter. He'll hit seventh in the order. Javier Sanchez bats eighth and catches, and Dwayne White is in left field. White homered in the eighth inning to break a 1-1 tie last night. White bats ninth in left. Ball one from Rodriguez, and now Fernando's next delivery low, ball two to Angelo Fermin. 0-for-4, walked in the eighth inning last night. There's a fastball from Rodriguez, a strike called. It's 2-1 to Angelo Fermin, a 154 batter in 23 games, no homers, 3 RBIs. And he lifts one foul over the third base Snapper dugout for strike two. Fernando Rodriguez, 1-3 in 9 starts as a Colonel, a 5.05 ERA. Fernando has pitched 41 innings and given up 41 hits. Another swing and a foul over to the left side. It's still 2-2 to Fermin. In 41 innings, Fernando Rodriguez, a 20-year-old from El Paso Community College down in Texas, has given up 41 hits, struck out 45 batters. High and away is the 2-2 pitch, and the count full now to Fermin. Rodriguez's forte is control. Fernando has walked just 15 batters in 41 innings. And a 3-2 delivery. That one's popped foul behind home plate. Fermin wears a gigantic elbow pad on his front elbow. He's only 5'8", 175, a switch hitter who has one hit in 11 trips in this series. He wraps one hard to first. Down to get it is Chris Walston. He waves away the pitcher, Fernando Rodriguez, and Chris Walston makes the play unassisted at first. One away here in the bottom of the first inning. It's 2-0 Kernels on the strength of a 2-run homer by Drew Toussaint. The Kernel infield this afternoon has Freddy Sandoval at third, Alexi Casilla, the shortstop. Jason Ramos, playing for the first time in over a week, is at second, and big 6'6" Chris Walston at first. Ball one is low and away, a fastball to Paul Rutgers. In left, Drew Toussaint. Richard Giannotti in center, and the right fielder is Warner Madrigal. Paul Rutgers loops one down the right field line for extra bases. He may end up at third. Paul Rutgers is speeding to second. Madrigal retrieves the ball in the Kernel bullpen and holds the light-hitting Paul Rutgers to a one-out double. Paul Rutgers went the other way, sliced the drive, past first, down the right field line. Warner Madrigal had to retrieve it way down in the right field corner in the Kernel bullpen, and Paul Rutgers, with his third double of the season, stands in at second with one out. Rutgers, a .247 hitter, had not played since Monday night's series opener, and he's at second for the hitting star in this series for the Snappers, Deacon Burns. Burns is 5'8", 190, went to school, community college in Texas, then transferred up to Northern State University in North Dakota. He leads the Midwest League with 24 extra base hits. Hard hit smash to second. Jason Ramos has it on 2 hops and throws out Deacon Burns. Well, Deacon Burns, who has homered in the last 2 games here, cracked it hard on 2 hops. Ramos made the play on to first as Paul Rutgers goes to third.
Third baseman, number 17, David Winfrey.
Now with a runner at third and 2 away, the Kernels up 2-0 here in the bottom of the first. David Winfrey at the plate. Winfrey has hit safely in all 3 games in this series. David is 4 for 12, 2 for 4 last night. He's only 19 years old, a twin 13th round pick 2 seasons ago. A breaking pitch from the Kernel right-hander, low and outside. Now the temperature is up to a lovely 70 degrees on Thursday morning with the sun shining brightly. Big white billowing clouds above, and David Winfrey rips one down the line and left. It could go. It's at the wall, and it's off the wall. David Winfrey will pull into second with an RBI double. So the Kernel lead is cut in half on David Winfrey's 12th double of the year. David Winfrey hit a scalding line drive down the left field line. No chance for Drew Toussaint to get close to it. And a 2-out RBI double makes it 2-1 Kernels here in the bottom of the first inning. Boy, that David Winfrey is something. Winfrey now has 4, 5, 10, 11 hits against Kernel pitching in this, our 8th meeting with Beloit. Man, does Minnesota draft well. How do they find a guy like David Winfrey in the 13th round 2 years ago out of high school? He is some good-looking hitter. He's the runner at second, tying run, with 2 out here in the bottom of the first inning. Jeremy Pickrell, a left-handed hitting outfielder, takes low and in, ball 1 from Fernando. Pickrell hasn't played since Monday night. He was 0 for 4 in the series opener. He's batting .286. Left-handed batter, straightaway stance, 4 homers, 21 RBIs. Swing and a miss on a good changeup from Rodriguez. Rafael Rodriguez will start our 8-game homestand tomorrow evening. He'll be on the mound to face the South Bend Silverhawks, who sit atop the Eastern Division first-half standings of the Midwest League with a record of 27-19. Pickrell backs away from a ball inside, 2-1. Kernel record, 19-27. We're in 8th place in the 8-team Western Division first-half standings. Beloit's 22-24. They're in 4th place in the 8-team Western Division first-half standings. Clinton leads the swing of the Quad Cities by 1/2 game. Wisconsin's 2 out. Pickrell grounds one up the middle, and it'll be a base hit. No chance for Jason Ramos to get a glove on it. 2-2 the score. We're tied at 2. A softly hit ground ball. Pickrell didn't hit it well at all. Somehow it got by Fernando Rodriguez. And then I was shocked that Jason Ramos behind second base did not dive and try to smother it to prevent Winfrey from scoring. But that's the way she goes in this series. The Snappers have outplayed the Kernels in the series. and they've tied the game 2-2 with a pair of two-out hits. What do winning ball clubs do? They get two-out RBIs, and that's what the Beloit club has done here in the first inning. So goodbye, adios, kaput to the Kernel 2-0 lead. Chris Brown looks at a strike on the outside corner from right-hander Fernando Rodriguez. Brown hitting .210, right-handed batter. There goes the runner. Swing and a miss. Collins' throw, not in time. A stolen base for Jeremy Pickrell. It's 0-2 to Chris Brown, but now the Snappers, fifth in the league in stolen bases, they have the go-ahead run at second with two out. Beloit's playing with confidence. We were playing with confidence as we won our fifth game in a row here Monday night, but then dropped the next two. Curveball, strike three called. Chris Brown is caught looking to end the Snapper first inning. But what a first inning it was. They come up with two runs on three hits, a pair of two-out RBI hits. No Kernel errors. Beloit leaves a runner, and we go to the second inning with the Kernels and Snappers tied 2-2. You're enjoying Kernel baseball in the zone.
What should you do with your glass bottles and jars once they're empty? Recycle them, of course. After rinsing the containers out, put the lids in your blue recycling box. Then separate your clear glass from your colored glass and place them in a separate plastic container. Set your glass beside your blue recycling box for curbside collection. City crews will empty the containers and leave your buckets at the curb. Remember to help the earth by putting glass in the recycling and not in the garbage.
A new school year means the chase is on. What school will be the best? The Zone ESPN Radio 1600 AM Farm Bureau Financial Services Metro Sports Trophy winner. It's simple. The school that rules brings home the hardware. Your school earns points by being the best in all 19 sports programs. Boys and girls, fall, winter, and spring. The school with the winningest programs takes home the coveted Zone Metro Sports Trophy and $500 from Farm Bureau Financial Services. Every sport counts towards each school's total points, and citywide bragging rights are on the line. We'll post the standings quarterly at the worldwide headquarters of the Zone, thezone1600.com. Current stats show Linmar leading the boys contest and Marion holds the top spot in the girls column. Who will come out on top? Kennedy, Jefferson, Linmar, Marion, Prairie, Washington, or Xavier. The Zone Farm Bureau Financial Services Metro Sports Trophy. Only from the home of high school sports. The Zone. The Zone. ESPN Radio 1600 AM.
After one inning, 2-2 the score in Beloit. It'll be Warner Madrigal, Chris Walston, and Jason Ramos to face Kyle Waldrop here in the top of the second inning. Waldrop in 50 2/3 innings has given up 55 hits, fanned 39 batters in 50 2/3, walked only 8. Smashing one foul past first is Warner Madrigal. Warner thought it was fair, but the base umpire Nick Monaco said foul. Had it been fair, Madrigal might have wound up at third with his first triple of the year. Warner's been working very hard with Kernel batting coach Justin Bachman before virtually every game, trying to take the ball the other way. He did so nicely on that first pitch. Now ball one is inside. 1-1 to Warner Madrigal. He is 2 for 10 in this series, nothing for 2 last night. He was hit by a pitch by starter Anthony Swarzak in the 5th inning. A ground ball through the left side, in the hole and into left field. Warner Madrigal has led off the Kernel second with a sharply hit ground ball through the left side, a base hit. And that's the second Kernel hit off the 20-year-old right-hander Kyle Waldrop, W-A-L-D-R-O-P.
Now batting, first baseman, number 30.
Kyle last year made 7 starts with the Gulf Coast League Twins in Florida, 4 starts with the Elizabethton Twins in the Appalachian League, went 5-2 in those 11 starts with an ERA of 2.14. His Yellowhammer is in the dirt, ball 1 to Chris Walston. Walston, a big 6'6" right-handed batter for the Kernels, has played in 12 games, has hit 2 home runs and driven in 2 runs. Both of his RBIs have come on solo shots. There's a fastball in at the letters for a strike to Chris Walston. Chris has a slightly open stance, and he's taking a good long look down at Kernel manager Bobby Magallanes coaching at third to see if a hit and run might be on. Madrigal does not have very good speed. Strike 2 is in to Chris Walston, a fastball. Kernels took an early 2-0 lead in the first inning, a 2-out, 2-run homer by Drew Toussaint, but a pair of 2-out RBI hits by the Snappers tied the game in the bottom of the first off Kernel starter Fernando Rodriguez. Chris Walston lifts one in the air down the right field line. It's a fair ball, and near the warning track, it's caught by Jeremy Pickrell. Chris Walston hit one high and deep to right, and Pickrell ranged far to his left to glove it on the warning track. Staying at first is Warner Madrigal, 1 on, 1 out in the Kernel second inning.
Now batting second baseman.
And the batter is Jason Ramos. Jason hasn't played since a week ago Wednesday in a Kernel 5-4 loss in Davenport. Ramos in 10 games is hitting .118. Switch hitter, no homers, 2 RBIs. Batting left-handed, a changeup is in at the knees to Jason Ramos. Ramos played with the Boston Red Sox organization the last 2 seasons, was let go by Boston and picked up by the Los Angeles Angels, our parent club. Jason nubs one back to the mound. The only play for Kyle Waldrop is to field it and throw to first for the second out of the inning. Jason Ramos topped the pitch to the mound. It was in front of the hill, so there was no chance for Kyle Waldrop to whirl and throw to second to get the lead runner Madrigal. Warner's in scoring position for Richard Giannotti.
Now batting center fielder number 9, Richard Giannotti.
Richard, 1 for his last 20, will try to come out of his recent tailspin that has seen his batting average plummet to .242. Giannotti last night, 0 for 3. Ball 1 is low from the right-hander. 2-2 our score. We're in the top of the second inning on a 70-degree sunny Thursday morning in Beloit, Wisconsin. We're only 70 miles from Milwaukee and only 20 miles from Rockford, Illinois, across the state line. A bouncer to second should end the inning. Richard Giannotti is thrown out by Paul Rutgers, and after a leadoff single from Warner Madrigal, the lower third of the Kernel order is retired in order. No runs in the second for the Kernels. 1 hit. There were no Beloit errors. Kernels leave their first man stranded of the morning. After an inning and a half at Pullman Field, Kernels and Snappers tied at 2. You're listening to Kernel Baseball in the Zone.
The Dan Patrick Show.
Mark Schlereth from NFL Live. He brought some gifts to the table today. It's actually a DVD. He's sort of the Tom Amansky of offensive linemen.
That's exactly what I am.
Okay, you teach people how to cheat, hold, bite, kick,
leg whip. These are. I made a series of DVDs in the off season. And,
so did Paris Hilton.
Right. Well,
The Dan Patrick Show. Weekdays on ESPN Radio.
The way to pocket important savings is to take advantage of Chevron motor oils and lubricants from the Otson Oil Company, your local Chevron oil distributor. Chevron lubricants are made from higher quality base oils for better performance, and that means longer life for your engine. Contact the Otson Oil Company in Cedar Rapids for details on how you can save time and money with Chevron lubricants. The Otson Oil Company, serving Iowa with quality lubricants since 1933. Visit Otson Oil Company at www.otson.com.
Kelly's Auto Center in Iowa City is the home of the nationwide 6-month, 6,000-mile warranty. Whether it's across town or across the country, you'll drive with confidence in a Kelly's car. Each of Kelly's vehicles receives a strict 110-point safety inspection to make sure you receive the quality used vehicle you've come to expect from us. A qualified mechanic checks each car, truck, and van bumper to bumper. For peace of mind on your next vehicle purchase, stop by and see Brett or Tim at Kelly's Auto Center at 510 South Riverside Drive in Iowa City.
Memorial Day weekend. Kick it off this weekend with a trip to the stadium. Meet me at the stadium. I'll be there tomorrow evening for a 6:30 start, and we play the Eastern Division leading South Bend Silverhawks, Class A Midwest League affiliate of the Arizona Diamondbacks. Then Saturday, fireworks. Fireworks follow the 5 o'clock game on Saturday. Mark Zamweiss, number 7 in the order, bounces one back to the mound. Easy for Fernando Rodriguez, who throws out Mark Zamweiss. The play goes pitcher to first, and 1 pitch, 1 out. Zamweiss, batting 7th, the left-handed batter, has bounced back to the mound. 2-2 our score here in the bottom of the second inning, and our first look in the series at Javier Sanchez. Javier Sanchez, a 14th-round pick by the Twins out of Notre Dame last year. He's 23 years old, a right-handed hitter, batting .256. No homers, 10 RBIs. And Fernando Rodriguez with a changeup just missed low, ball 1. Outfield plays Javier Sanchez to hit the other way. The next delivery's down low for ball 2. We've seen Corey Finer behind the plate in the first 3 games of this series, but now it's Javier Sanchez's turn. The sun has disappeared for just a moment behind one of those big white billowing clouds. A drive into center. Richard Giannotti going back, and he makes an over-the-shoulder try. He can't get it, and it's a double for Javier Sanchez. I think Richard Giannotti had that ball in his glove and dropped it. It was a hard-hit smash into deep left center. Richard Giannotti went back, reached up. I thought he had it, but he did not have it. He did not come down with it, and it's the third double of the day for the Beloit Snappers. Richard Giannotti smacked his fist in his glove after retrieving that ball. I think he had it and dropped it. Dwayne White's been nothing but trouble in this series. He broke a 1-1 tie last night with a 8th-inning leadoff home run against Carl Jelena. A throw-in behind Sanchez at second, and he gets back safely. It was the Colonel shortstop, Alexi Casilla, who snuck in back there. Dwayne White, a .315 batter, hitting 9th in the order for Beloit. And he drills one foul off to the left, strike 1. Saturday night is fireworks at Veterans Memorial Stadium. The game starts at 5, and should it end before it gets dark, we'll keep the concession stands open for you, and we'll let you come down on the field. We'll invite you to come down and run the bases. The Kernels will also be out there to play catch with you and sign autographs. A number to shallow short. Very tough play for Alexi Casilla. He has no play. The cheapest of cheap hits, that ball would not have killed a worm. It was a soft roll to short, and Dwayne White, the number 9 hitter, has reached on an infield single. They don't get any cheaper than that. Alexi Casilla made a very good decision to just pick it up and hold on to it. So it's first and third for the Beloit Ball Club, and they have Angelo Fermin at the plate and a great chance to take the lead in this game. 2-2 the score, bottom of the second inning. Infield single for Dwayne White. Dwayne White has 4 hits in the series. He may be running. The Snappers have 52 steals. They've only been caught 13 times. Actually, they have 53 with their steal in the first inning. Double play ball to Ramos. Jason feeds Alexi Casillas for 1. On to first for a double play. Angelo Fermin bounces into an inning-ending 4-6-3 double play. Jason Ramos to Alexi Casilla on to Chris Walson, and that helps Fernando Rodriguez pitch out of a one-out scoring threat summoned up by the Snappers. It went 4-6-3. No runs for Beloit in the second. 2 hits. There were no Colonel errors. A double play ends the inning, and 1 left for Beloit. We go to the top of the third inning. Kernels and Snappers even at 2. This is Colonel Baseball in the zone.
Do dragonflies really breathe fire? Maybe we can't answer a thought-provoking question like that. But Phil Andrews, your Pekin insurance professional at Weidenhammer Andrews Agency, can answer all your insurance questions. Phil Andrews is an insurance expert, and he can help you with all kinds of protection: auto, home, life, health, and business. Phil Andrews, your Pekin insurance agent at Weidenhammer Andrews, has all the right answers for the right insurance coverages for you and your family.
Spring is here, and now's the time to let your local Ford store put the spring back into your vehicle with genuine parts and service. Your home for factory-trained expertise, convenience, and great springtime service specials like this. Get the works. For just $34.95 or less, you'll get a Motorcraft oil and filter change up to 5 quarts, tire rotation, expert vehicle inspection, fluid top-off, and more. Just $34.95. And we're open on Saturday for your convenience. Take care of your vehicle's needs in one convenient stop. Do it now, and you'll be in good shape for all your summer travel plans, too. See for yourself. Come in and compare us to anyone, anywhere. We're better. We're proving it. And we want you to be the judge. That's the genuine challenge. Visit your participating Ford store today. Built for the heartland, built for the road ahead.
Taxes, disposal fees, and diesel vehicles extra. See participating dealership for service hours and details through 5/29/05.
Great to have you with us on this Thursday morning, enjoying Kernel baseball from Pullman Field, where it's 70 beautiful degrees. The sun is shining, and a 2-2 ball game moves into the third inning. Alexi Casilla tried to bunt his way on, and the first pitch from Kyle Waldrop came right in on Alexi's belly button, and he just got out of the way. Ball one. Top of the order for the Kernels here in the top of the third inning. Kyle Waldrop, 2-5 on the year, delivers a strike on the outside corner. Kyle faced the Kernels on May 4th at Veterans Memorial Stadium, and the Kernels beat him. It was the one win the Kernels had against Beloit in that 4-game series earlier this month. Slashing one foul past third to fall down in the count 1-2 is Alexi Casilla. Switch hitter batting left. Kyle Waldrop went 5 1/3 against us back on May 4th, surrendered 6 runs, 5 earned on 9 hits in 5 1/3, struck out 4, walked 1. The league hitting .270 against him. Here's a bouncer foul outside first base. So Alexi Casilla, showing his ability to go the other way and to pull the ball, has narrowly missed base hits down both lines. In that May 4th Kernel win over Kyle Waldrop, the score was 8-5 Kernels. A let-up, and that one is bounced weakly to second for Paul Rectors. Rectors has been a busy guy. He has his 4th assist of the morning already. 4 assists for second baseman Paul Rectors. Alexi Casilla was thrown way off stride on a 1-2 changeup, and he taps out to second for the second time. Now here's Freddy Sandoval. Freddy is 1 for 12 in this series. It was a big hit, though. It came in the Kernel win here on Monday night, an RBI double. Freddy tried to hold up on a pitch down and in, and the base umpire, Nick Monaco, said he went around, strike one. Fireworks on Saturday night at Veterans Memorial Stadium. Ball one is outside. 1-1 to Freddy Sandoval, 269 batter, 1 homer, team high 26 RBIs. He pulled a pitch and bounced out to second in the first inning. And he smacks one foul straight back to the screen, strike 2. We're home at 6:30 tomorrow. The gates open at 5:30. Then the fireworks extravaganza following the 5 o'clock game Saturday night. Sunday at 2 o'clock start. The first 1,000 of you Kernel fans will receive a Kernel cap thanks to Pat McGrath Chevyland on Sunday afternoon. Swing and a miss on a changeup. Freddy Sandoval is gone on a 1-2 changeup, and that's the first strikeout for the Beloit right-hander Kyle Waldrop. Aaron Peel was hit by the first pitch that he saw in the first inning, and Peel was aboard when Drew Toussaint parked one over the left field wall for a Kernel 2-0 lead. That lead didn't last long as the Snappers answered with a pair of 2-out RBI hits in the bottom of the first. And the score here in the top of the third, 2-2. Strike one to Aaron Peel. .315 batter, 8th highest average in the league for the right-handed hitter with the open stance. Aaron swings and misses at a changeup, strike 2. It looks like Kyle Waldrop is on his way to an easy top of the third inning. Base is empty, 2 out, and an 0-2 pitch headed home to Aaron Peel. Swing and a miss on a high fastball. It was an easy inning for Kyle Waldrop as he fans the final 2 in the third and retires the top 3 in the Kernel order in order. After 2.5 at Pullman Field on this lovely Thursday morning, it's the Kernels and Snappers tied 2-2. You're tuned to Kernel Baseball in the Zone.
Your home is a powerful asset. Managed wisely, it can help you with home improvements, tuition, and other expenses. Wells Fargo Home Equity Financing is the key. With flexible terms, competitive rates, and affordable payments. Our bankers have the knowledge and resources to help you find the best financing for your needs. Talk with a Wells Fargo banker today and see how home equity financing can help you reach your next stage. Wells Fargo, the next stage, housing lender.
The Zone, ESPN Radio, 1600 AM. The Guide, your entertainment starting point. And your Coca-Cola Bottling Company invite you to choose the best lunch spot in CR. And the challengers are Drix Bar and Grill, Cabo Sports Bar and Grill, the Cedar Brewing Company, Chappie's Safari Lounge, the Chrome Horse Slop House and Saloon, Chuck and Dale's Bar and Grill, CJ's Sports Bar and Grill, Cocktails and Company, Moose McDuffie's, Third on First Sports Bar and Grill, Tornado's Grub and Pub, and the 33rd Avenue Sports Bar and Grill in Zaza's Clarion Hotel. Eat, then vote for your favorite establishment, and you can win a trip to Vegas on Allegiant Air. Your official entry form is in the guide. Look for details in your mail or the Wednesday Gazette. Complete rules online at thezone1600.com. Join the Zone and the Guide on our 2005 Bar and Grill Tour, presented by your Coca-Cola Bottling Company. Because a man's gotta eat, don't he?
Bottom of the third inning, and Fernando Rodriguez will face the numbers 2, 3, and 4 men in Kevin Bowles' Beloit snapper lineup. Bowles is coaching at third with a Minnesota Twin blue jacket pulled over his broad shoulders, and it's a long sleeve jacket on this 71-degree Thursday morning. Lofting the first pitch of the third inning, high in the air to straightaway center is Paul Rutgers, and there to make the catch is Richard Giannotti. Paul Rutgers swung at the first pitch and flies to center. Rutgers is now 1 for 2 today. He doubled down the right field line and scored in Beloit's 2-run first inning. 1 pitch, 1 out in the bottom of the third inning. Deacon Burns singled and scored in the fourth inning last night to put Beloit ahead 1-0. Then he belted his second home run of the series, a 2-run blast in the eighth to make it 4-1 Snappers. They won it 5-1. Ball one, high and away to Deacon Burns. 4 homers, 25 RBIs, .310 batter with 24 extra base hits. And he hits one in the air to left center. Drifting over to his right is Richard Giannotti, and Richard snares it. 2 gone in the Beloit third inning. Deacon Burns, 0 for 2, skies to left center. And Fernando Rodriguez will try to retire Beloit in order in the bottom of the third inning, just as snapper starter Kyle Waldrop set the Kernels side down in order in the top of this third inning. David Winfrey has 3 doubles. Check that. He has 4 doubles in this series, including an RBI double his last time up. Strike one is in to Winfrey. 4 doubles for David Winfrey in the series. The 0-1 is low and away to the 19-year-old right-handed batter. 6'3", 225 from Virginia Beach, Virginia. Bats with a deep knee bend and bounces one foul underneath the reach of his manager coaching at third. 30-year-old Kevin Bowles. Kevin, one of the youngest managers in professional baseball. Rodriguez with the 1-2, and it's low and away. Michael Collins is behind the plate this morning. Kernels in their red knit batting practice tops with all blue caps. Beloit is in white home uniforms with green caps. And a little Texas League clunker out into right. Warner Madrigal drifts to his left, and near the line, Warner has it to end the inning. David Winfrey hit it off the end of the bat and flies to right. 3 fly ball outs take care of Beloit in the home half of the third. We go to the top of the fourth, yet another fast-moving game. The first 3 in this series have all been completed in less than 2.5 hours. After 3, Kernels 2, Beloit 2. And you're enjoying Kernel Baseball in the Zone.
It's spring planting time, and garden treasures await you at Peck's Flower Shop and Garden Center. For the best plant selection in the area, plus all the free advice you'll need, visit Peck's Flower Shop and Garden Center. Peck's greenhouses are filled with blooming treasures for garden, patio, and hanging baskets. Peck's has hundreds of varieties of perennial plants, rose bushes, and vegetable plants, all ready to plant. Peck's has acres of trees and shrubs for creating beautiful landscapes. Peck's will help you with your landscape projects with expert advice and estimates. Bring us your ideas. We'll help bring them to life. Visit Peck's Flower Shop and Garden Center, where the knowledgeable staff is ready to answer your plant and gardening questions. Peck's is located at the corner of Blair Ferry and Edgewood Road Northeast. Peck's, growing garden treasures since 1956.
Who when we met, it's forget, we would never forget the Ojanos. Now it's where mi amore and I dine in. We carry out the lunch and the dinner all the time for lasagna, ravioli, mandacati, cannelloni, tortellini, or try their delicious salads and sub sandwiches too. The Ojanos is the hometown taste of Italy. For your next meal with friends and a family, remember the Ojanos with 5 convenient locations for the pasta that makes you sing.
Already here in Beloit on a 71-degree Thursday morning, Drew Toussaint tore it at the plate in this series. A two-out, two-run homer in the first, accounting for the 2 Kernel runs in this 2-2 contest. Drew will face Kyle Waldrop to start the Kernel 4th inning. A changeup is in at the knees for strike 1. Sunday, the gates open at 1 o'clock, a 2 o'clock game time for Pat McGrath Chevyland Kernel Cap Day. The first 1,000 of you Kernel fans will be presented with a Kernel baseball cap thanks to Pat McGrath Chevyland. That's this Sunday. Gates open at 1 for a 2 o'clock start. Ooh, a strike at the knees on the outside corner puts Toussaint in the hole, 1-2. Waldrop is now retired 6 in a row. Kernels have been out hit 5-2, but it's a 2-2 game here in the top of the 4th inning. The right-hander brings it. High, ball 2, a fastball. Memorial Day, the Miller Mezzanine Terrace is open to you, the public. That balcony above the first base Kernel dugout with the panoramic, breathtaking view of the diamond, the scoreboard, and the Cedar Rapids skyline. Swing and a miss by Drew Toussaint, so he's gone on strikes. That's 3 strikeouts in a row for Kyle Waldrop. Michael Collins ended the Kernel first by lining out to third. Michael will bat with the bases empty, 1 away here in this top of the 4th inning. The Miller Mezzanine Terrace is open to you, the public, on Monday, Memorial Day. A 2 o'clock game, and for just $23.50, the best seats in the house are yours. Access to the picnic area up there and all the food and drink you want. That's all included in the $23.50 price on Memorial Day. Meet me at the stadium. I'll be there on Memorial Day. Strike 1 called, a fastball down the middle to Michael Collins, hitting .278. 4 homers, 19 RBIs. Michael had a 7 RBI game Sunday at home against West Michigan. Ball 2 taken away by the big right-handed hitting catcher from Australia. Michael stands straight away from the right side, wears a pair of red and white batting gloves, and uses a rust-colored brown bat. Holds his hands high above his back ear. And lifts one into center. That may fall for a hit. It does. It's a Texas League single for Michael Collins. Michael was busted inside on that pitch and was strong enough to dump it into shallow center. Both Angelo Fermin, the shortstop, and Paul Rectors, the second baseman, pinched in on it behind second, but neither could get close enough to get a glove on it. It's a 1-out single for Michael Collins. 1 on, 1 out for Warner Madrigal. Warner singled into left on the ground, opening up the Kernel second, but he was retired. It took Michael Collins to break the string of 7 in a row, retired by Kyle Waldrop, the 20-year-old right-hander who misses inside to Warner Madrigal. Monday is Memorial Day. Not only is the Miller Mezzanine Terrace open to the general public, but Bird Zirk will be on hand to entertain you throughout the day. A pitch in the dirt. Michael Collins is trying for second, and he makes it. Michael Collins has gone to second on what should be a wild pitch. It is a wild pitch charged to the 20-year-old right-hander, his 4th wild pitch of the season. So Kyle Waldrop on a pitch in the dirt. Javier Sanchez, the catcher out of Notre Dame, was able to block it, but it squirted off to his right, and Michael Collins was on his toes and advanced to second. Now a base hit by Warner Madrigal could give the Kernels the lead. Warner looks at a fastball just outside, and it's 3-0 to Warner Madrigal. My hunch is that Bobby Magallanes will turn Warner wide open here and let him swing away if it's near the plate. A bouncer to short. Michael Collins goes to third as Angelo Fermin handles it easily. Well, Warner Madrigal was given the green light on 3-0, and he bounced out to short. 2 away in the Kernel fourth inning, and it'll take a base hit from Chris Walston if the Kernels are to forge ahead in this game. It's 2-2 in the top of the fourth inning. Monday is Memorial Day, and we welcome you to come out and enjoy the action on the Miller Mezzanine Terrace. 3 rows of gray terrace seats that hang right over the Kernel first base dugout. A breaking pitch low to big Chris Walston, ball 1. You can leave your seats anytime you like and stroll back onto the picnic area, stand up at those wonderful wooden tables and take in the action, and for just $23.50, all you can eat and drink. Swing and a miss by Walston on a breaking pitch, strike 1. Chris flew out to deep right down the line his first time up. Michael Collins at third, 2 gone in the Kernel fourth, a 2-2 ball game. There's a fastball high and away, and it puts Chris Walston ahead in the count, 2-1. Beloit's Pullman Field, a quaint, intimate bandbox setting, mostly aluminum, has a grandstand roof that covers the seats behind home plate. Here's a pitch lifted into right center for a base hit. Chris Walston makes it 3-2 Kernels. Walston cut his stroke down and just served the ball kind of softly into shallow center, but good enough to chase home Michael Collins with the go-ahead run. It's a 3-2 Kernel lead here in the top of the fourth inning. That run driven in, number 3 in 13 games for big Chris Walston. And the key to the Kernels taking the lead here in this fourth inning was Michael Collins advancing to second on a pitch in the dirt. Had he not done that, no run would have scored. Jason Ramos, first pitch swinging, loops the ball down the left field line foul for strike 1. Ramos bounced back to the hill, first pitch swinging in the second inning. 3-2 Kernels, top of the fourth inning in Beloit on this sunny Thursday morning. Right-hander's pitch is low for ball 1 to Jason. There are 6 rows of royal blue bucket seats, kind of space-age looking seats here at Pullman Field, and they're right behind home plate and just to the left of the dirt batting circle and just to the right. Swing and a miss on a changeup by Ramos. Above those 6 rows, or actually 5 rows of royal blue bucket seats, or there are 6 rows of them, are 10 rows of aluminum back bleachers. That defines the grandstand, which is covered by a roof. A throw to first, and Chris Walston dives back safely. Then down the lines are 2 adjoining bleacher sections. Nothing fancy, just aluminum bleachers with no backs. A picnic deck down the right field line. The runner goes. It doesn't matter. A swing and a miss by Jason Ramos on a changeup to end the inning. Ramos gone swinging. The Kernels strike for a run to take the lead in the fourth inning. On 2 hits, a wild pitch. There were no Beloit errors, and the Kernels leave a runner, our second stranded of the morning. After 3.5 in Beloit, Kernels 3, Snappers 2. You're listening to Kernel Baseball in the Zone.
So, you finally get home from one of those impossibly stressful days. You're exhausted, your feet hurt, and you throw yourself on the couch to relax and read the Gazette. You've scanned the headlines, read a couple advice columns, and are enjoying the local stories in the community section. You're getting ready to look through the inserts to see where the big sales are this week when it hits you. It's nearly dinner time and you don't have anything planned. But then, just as you start to panic, salvation. A coupon in the Gazette with a 2-for-1 pizza special. You grab the phone and make the call. The kids will be happy. Your husband will be impressed with the great deal you got. And best of all, you'll get another 20 minutes of quiet time to read the Gazette.
Want to know more than me? Less than $20 a month will get you there. Call 398-8333 today to subscribe to the Gazette.
The Gazette. Now you know.
For the 7th exciting season, the Zone ESPN Radio 1600 KCRG is your exclusive home for Friday night Hawkeye Downs feature racing. Join me, Scott Unash, along with multi-time track champion Kevin Korsmo in the booth, and Dennis Canuck live in the pits at Iowa Super Speedway. 2005 promises to be a pulse-racing, heart-pounding year at the Downs with more cars, defending champions returning, and drivers on the move in new classes, plus a new quarter-mile division of exciting action. That's Hawkeye Downs Racing, Friday nights after Colonel Baseball, right here exclusively on your sports leader, The Zone, ESPN Radio, 1600 AM.
Recaptured a lead in this game on a 2-out RBI single from Chris Walston in the top of the fourth inning. In the home half of the fourth, Jeremy Pickrell, the number 5 hitter in Kevin Bowles' Beloit order, will lead it off. Pickrell grounded a single up the middle, driving in the second run of the Beloit 2-run first inning. Jeremy, a .286 hitter. He's from Illinois State. That's the same school that produced Doug Collins. Here's a high fly ball lifted down the line and left. Long run for Drew Toussaint, and it's out of his reach. Foul into the snapper left field bullpen. Strike one on Jeremy Pickrell. Doug Collins went to Illinois State. Doug was a 1972 Munich Olympian for the U.S. basketball team, and he is a highly renowned basketball commentator during the NBA playoffs. He went to Illinois State, the same school that this batter, Jeremy Pickrell, went to. 0-1 to the 6'3", 220-pounder. Now he rifles a shot foul down into the right field Colonel bullpen. Strike two. We have a Colonel Roadshow Trivia Challenge question winner to congratulate from last night. We ask you what Cleveland Indian led the American League in RBIs in 93, 95, and 96, and Sheila Parks of Hiawatha knew that it was Albert Bell. A change-up is low to Jeremy Pickrell. Congratulations, Sheila Parks of Hiawatha. You've earned yourself a prize from the Bim Ritter Diamond Shop for answering our Colonel Roadshow Trivia Challenge correctly. Pickrell takes outside, and that evens the count at 2-2. Albert Bell, as a Cleveland Indian, did lead the American League in RBIs in 1993, 1995, and 1996. Swing and a miss by the left-handed batter. Pickrell is the second strikeout recorded by Fernando Rodriguez. 1 out here in the Beloit fourth inning, and that's now 5 in a row, set down by 20-year-old Colonel right-hander Fernando Rodriguez. Fernando last season with the Pioneer champion Provo Angels started 4 games, won 4, lost 3. Lifting one high in the air to right is Chris Brown, and tracking it in front of the warning track is Warner Madrigal. Chris Brown flies out to the edge of the track and right for the second out here in the Beloit fourth inning. That is now 6 in a row, set down by Fernando Rodriguez. Fernando last year for Provo, 4-3, a 4.14 ERA in 12 starts. He hurled 58 2/3 innings for the Provo Angels, giving up 64 hits, struck out 54 batters in 58 2/3, and walked only 18. Strike one is in at the knees to left-handed hitting Mark Zamwish. Now he drills one into right center, could be extra bases. Warner Madrigal sprints over to his right to cut it off, and it's a long single for Mark Zamwish. Mark Zamwish, with a 2-out hard-hit drive into right center, has his first hit of the morning, and a runner at first, a tying run for the Snappers here in the fourth inning. Mark Zamwish, 1 for 2 now on the day. Stands at first as Javier Sanchez bats. Javier Sanchez doubled off the glove of center fielder Richard Giannotti with 1 out, his first time up, but he was stranded at third. A throw to first, and Mark Zamwish dives back in hand first. Zamwish is 7 out of 9 in stolen base attempts. 3-2 Kernels. We're in the bottom of the fourth inning on this bright, sunny, delightful Thursday morning. Soon to be Thursday afternoon in about 3 minutes. Thanks for taking us along with you during your lunch break. First pitch to Sanchez, headed home. Low for a ball. I want to say hello to all the great folks back at Veterans Memorial Stadium. Bud Curran, the Hall of Fame groundskeeper emeritus. Jesse Rader. Jesse's tuned in today. So is his assistant Matt. Charlie Patrick is the Director of Human Resources and Finance for the Kernels. Charlie is always tuned into Kernel baseball during these daytime games. A throw to first, the runner back, and now a ground ball, base hit into left. A diving effort by Freddy Sandoval at third. He couldn't come up with it. Javier Sanchez is 2 for 2. He found the hole through the left side of the Kernel infield, stroked a ground ball to the left of Sandoval. First and second, 2 out, and here comes trouble, Dwayne White. You shudder when this guy comes to the plate because he's been so good in this series. Dwayne White in this series is 4 for 8. Reached on an infield single his last time up to shallow short, left-handed hitter. In 20 games, he's batting .315. You wonder how a guy like this is batting ninth. A ground ball to first, knocked down by Chris Walston. Underhands to Fernando covering to end the inning. Dwayne White jumped on the first pitch and hit it hard. It flipped off the heel of the mitt of first baseman Chris Walston, but he recovered underhanded to Fernando Rodriguez to end the 2-out threat. So Beloit comes up empty, no runs, 2 hits in the 4th inning, no Kernel errors, and the Snappers leave a pair. They've now left 4 runners in their first 4 innings. We head to the top of the 5th. Kernels lead Beloit 3-2. You're enjoying Kernel baseball in the zone.
At Zimmerman's, we believe that the voice of the customer speaks the loudest. Let's hear what our customers have to say.
We chose Zimmerman because our family has been buying cars. I guess we're probably the 3rd generation to buy cars here at Zimmerman.
My family's bought 18 cars at Zimmerman's. 18. I ought to get a little bonus or something, wouldn't
We build our reputation on one satisfied customer at a time. On behalf of everyone at Zimmerman's, I want to thank you for your business.
Knowing who you are is important. At Kirkwood Community College, we know who we are. We are accessibility. We are quality. We are opportunity. We are community. Who are you? We can help you learn. Kirkwood.edu.
Hey folks, John Madden here to tell you about the Big Ace Memorial Day Weekend Sale going on May 27th through May 30th at your local participating Ace Hardware. Kick off the summer with a picnic or cookout. Get a Rubbermaid 10-quart cooler or 2-gallon jug for only $4.99 after a $3 mail-in rebate. Or get a portable charcoal kettle grill for only $9.99. So make plans to shop this weekend at the Ace Memorial Day Weekend Sale. Ace, the helpful place.
Quantities limited, available at participating Ace stores.
Thursday morning baseball, now Thursday afternoon baseball in Beloit, Wisconsin, where Richard Giannotti, who grounded out or bounced out to second his first time up to end the 2nd inning, will lead off from his number 9 slot in the Allen Motor Company Kernel lineup. Richard lifts one in the air to shallow right center, and 3 snappers converge, and backpedaling into right field and tumbling over after making the catch is second baseman Paul Rutgers. Richard Giannotti's tailspin continues. He's won for his last 22. Richard lifted the first pitch high in the air into shallow right center. Paul Rutgers had to reach high over his head, and after he did, somersaulted backwards but held on to it. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the Kernel 5th inning, 3-2 Kernels. Alexi Casilla now stands in. He's bounced out to second twice. Kyle Waldrop misses low with ball 1. Sheila Parks of Hiawatha earned a prize from the Bim Murder Diamond Shop last night by correctly answering the Roadshow Trivia Challenge question. Ball 2 taken outside by Alexi Casilla, switch hitter batting left. She identified Albert Bell as the Cleveland Indian who led the AL in RBIs 3 times during the 90s. A 2-0 pitch, Alexi taking all the way for a strike. 1993, Albert Bell drove in 129. 1995, he drove in 126, and in 1996, he drove in 148. A high bouncer to short, easy for Angelo Fermin. Near the bag, he throws on to get Alexi Casilla. Alexi Casilla, the Kernel leadoff batter, nothing for 3 today. as he chops out to short for the second out of the fifth inning. Freddy Sandoval is grounded or bounced to second and struck out. Let's see if Freddy can reach base for the first time since Monday night series opener.
Now batting third baseman number 21, Freddy Sandoval.
Switch hitter batting left. Swing and a miss as he mistimed a fastball just above the belt from Kyle Waldrop. Kernels have been out hit 7-4, but lead Beloit 3-2 here in the top of the fifth inning. Taking low is Freddy Sandoval. Both these hurlers, 20-year-olds, work very quickly. Fernando Rodriguez for the Kernels and Kyle Waldrop for Beloit. Swing and a miss on a changeup. Want to say hello to Jack Rader, the Kernels general manager, Colonel Chief Operating Officer Doug Nelson, and Todd Brummelkamp, the Colonel Director of Media Operations and Public Relations, who was here last night. Sandoval stays alive as he lifts one foul down the left side out of play. Josh Boots and Seth Dorn, the two newest members of the Colonel front office, they're probably heading out right now for a bite to eat. That's their custom, to leave around noon and have a bite to eat together. Hello to Josh Boots and Seth Dorn. The 1-2 to Sandoval. Swing and a miss on a changeup. Freddy's struggling right now, and he's down on strike swinging for the second time. Easy top of the fifth for Kyle Waldrop as he sets the Kernels down 1-2-3-0 across. After 4.5 at Pullman Field, Kernels on top of the Snappers, 3-2. And this is Colonel Baseball in the zone.
Wouldn't it be great to have someone to always watch out for your changing financial needs for your entire life?
Congratulations, it's a girl. Oh, and a boy.
To help you through all those unexpected moments, well, if you have a guaranteed banker...
Dad, I borrowed your last 20.
You already have that someone.
See you at dinner, Mom. But I need the car.
Your guaranteed banker can help you with everything from checking and savings...
Mom, Dad, I got in.
...to loans and retirement planning...
This is the life.
...to trusts and estate planning.
I'd sure like to leave something to the grandchildren.
So why not stop by your locally owned Guaranteed Bank and let us help you with your kind of financial life?
Guaranteed Bank. For your kind of life.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Charlie Pickett here for Amdro. Now, I don't know anybody that likes ants. That's why you need to know about new Amdro Ant Block. Ant Block keeps ants out of your house, and it wipes them out where they live, outside. Just sprinkle Amdro Ant Block around the foundation of your home. You see, Ant Block's a bait. Ants take it back to the colony where they share it and die, even the queen. New Amdro Ant Block. Stop them on the outside before they come inside.
3-2 Kernels, the temperature up to a perfect 72 degrees here at Beloit Pullman Field, where they've been playing since 1983 in the Midwest League. George Spelius was our guest last night on the South Slope Communications Triple Play show, and then he was with us again this morning and shared good news with us. Beloit hopes to have a new stadium up and running by 2007. Checking his swing and taking a pitch for a strike is the leadoff batter for the Snappers, Angelo Fermin. He's grounded out sharply to first and wrapped into a double play. Strike one from Fernando Rodriguez. Now he brings in a strike on the inside edge to the small 5'8" switch-hitting leadoff batter for Beloit. Fermin fights off an 0-2 curveball and lofts it foul off the grandstand roof behind home plate. 2007 is the date the Snappers hope to be in a new ballpark, likely in Janesville, Wisconsin, and their new name would be the Rock County Snappers. Ball one is high to Angelo Fermin. George Spelius was very optimistic about that likelihood. Now a changeup in the dirt, and it's 2-2 to the leadoff batter. Also want to wish our interns well. We have Murphy McGrath tuned in this afternoon, and Luke Saskel. And now ball 3 in the dirt from Fernando Rodriguez. He'll have to challenge Angelo Fermin, a 154 batter. Was ahead of him 0-2, and now the count's full. I mistakenly said Fermin's hitting 154. He hits a one-hop bullet to second. Up with it easily is Jason Ramos, and he throws out Fermin. I want to apologize. Angelo Fermin is hitting 216, not 154. He's hitting 216. But he's 0 for 3 today so far. And credit Fernando Rodriguez after he got ahead 0-2. He fell behind 3-2, and he got the leadoff batter to hit a one-hop smash to second. Paul Rutgers has doubled and flown out to center so far today. Strike one in from Fernando Rodriguez. Fernando was beaten soundly by this Beloit Ball Club back on May 5th. What, exactly 3 weeks ago? 10-5. In that outing, Fernando went 4 2/3, surrendered 8 runs to the Snappers on 10 hits in 4 2/3, struck out 4, walked 1. He has been sharp here today. The 1-1 to Rutgers. Swatted foul in the air, out of play to the right, 1-2 to Paul Rutgers. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Paul Rutgers. Coming up in the Kernels 6th, we'll have another chance for you to earn a prize from the Bim Ritter Diamond Shop by logging on to our website. A swing and a miss by Rutgers on a changeup in the dirt low and outside, and Fernando Rodriguez has recorded his 3rd strikeout of the day. More importantly, 2 were gone here in the Beloit 5th inning. 3-2 Kernels. Yes, coming up in the next half inning, your chance to earn a prize from the Bim Ritter Diamond Shop like Sheila Parks of Hiawatha did last night. Our Kernel Roadshow Trivia Challenge. You need to log on to our website at www.kernels.com to participate. Swinging a foul straight back by Deacon Burns, who's nothing for 2 today. We want to welcome a long-time loyal Kernel fan who's made a trip here to Beloit for last night's game and this afternoon's ball game, and that's Tom Kelly. Tom is here with his nephew, and they're enjoying the action down below behind home plate in those blue bucket seats I've described. Now ball 2 is low to Deacon Burns. You talk about a lucky guy. Tom Kelly yesterday with his nephew went to Miller Park to see the Brewers trample the Rockies 11-1. Here's a high, deep drive way back and right, but foul. That ball must have been measured, or if you took a tape measure, probably hit about 300, well, maybe 400 feet, way out of here, but foul. A long strike 2 on Deacon Burns. He made a bid to homer for the 3rd straight time in this series, or for the 3rd straight game in this series. The 2-2 from Rodriguez. A high drive into center. This is a can of corn for Richard Giannotti. Richard drifts back and in front of the warning track makes the play. Deacon Burns, after hitting a tape measure shot foul outside the right field foul line, or foul pole, has hoisted one into center, and it's another 1-2-3 inning for Fernando Rodriguez. He chalks up his second 1-2-3 inning of the day. Things looking brighter by the moment in Beloit, where after 5, the Kernels still own a 3-2 lead over the Snappers. Remember, coming up next in the 6th inning, our Kernel Roadshow Trivia Challenge. You're enjoying Kernel Baseball in the Zone.
I'm Dave Shea. For 35 years, I was news anchor for Channel 2. You may also have seen me driving around Cedar Rapids in my Honda Accord. Well, I retired from broadcasting, but I haven't given up my Honda. For years, I've told friends they should consider owning a Honda, specifically from Randy Keel Honda. Randy is a local dealer with 13 years of experience in matching drivers to the right vehicle. He has a fine selection of new Hondas, as well as quality pre-owned vehicles. And more than just a reliable service department, Randy Keel Honda offers Honfidence, a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty on every new vehicle sold. You can take my word for it, but you may also want to talk with other Honda owners. They're people you know, your friends, your neighbors, maybe even your relatives. And you can do more homework by logging on to Randy's website at www.randykeel.com. I'm a satisfied Honda owner, and I'm sure you will be too. See Randy Keel Honda today on Center Point Road Northeast.
Everyone wants their print and copy needs to be done right and to be done on time. Copyworks will meet those expectations. Copyworks will see to it that your work is of the highest quality. They'll do that by consulting with you at your place of work. Copyworks stands behind their work for you. It will be done right and it will be done on time. You can count on Copyworks to come through for you. When it's important to you, Copyworks lets your work shine through.
Copyworks, Copyworks.
Number 5, Aaron Peel.
It's the middle of the Kernel order to face right-hander Kyle Waldrop. We're moving along already into the 6th inning. This ball game started at just past 11 this morning. Aaron Peel has been hit by a pitch and scored and struck out, and he swings through a Kyle Waldrop changeup and misses strike one. Log on now to our website for your chance to earn a prize from the Bim Ritter Diamond Shop. It's www.kernels.com. Peel takes strike two called. Aaron steps out for a moment. He's wearing a long-sleeve red shirt underneath his red batting practice top. The Kernels in gray trousers. Swing and a foul to the base of the backstop, and it's still 0-2 to Aaron Peel. After you log on to our website at www.kernels.com, click on the link that says Roadshow Trivia Challenge. Click on that link. Aaron Peel bounces one weakly over the hill. He may beat this out. The second baseman bare hands and no throw. It's a infield single for Aaron Peel. Aaron got a very poor swing at that 0-2 pitch and dropped it on the ground. It bounced over the head of Kyle Waldrop, the pitcher. Rushing in from second was Paul Rutgers. He barehanded it but had to put it in his pocket. It's an infield single for Peel. Man, oh man, Aaron Peel barely got a piece of that 0-2 pitch and was able to just bounce it out of the leaping reach of the pitcher. Now a strike is in to Drew Toussaint. Toussaint, a two-run homer in the first inning, and then he struck out in the fourth. Drew has 5 hits in this series, and 4 of them are for extra bases, a triple, 2 doubles, and a home run. Aaron Peel draws the throw and gets back safely to first. Now that we've taken you through the steps to... There goes Peel, and a swing and a foul by Drew Toussaint. Aaron had that base stolen. He was halfway to second before Waldrop even delivered. It must have been a hit and run. You've logged on to our website, clicked on to the Roadshow Trivia Challenge link, and please email us your name, address, and phone number. Your name, address, and phone number along with the answer to the upcoming question. Remember, if you've already won a Kernel Roadshow Trivia Challenge question, please don't email us this afternoon. Certainly play along and listen. Ball one high to Drew Toussaint. And if you've won a trivia question during our home broadcast as a Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question winner, we've had 20 of you do that. Please don't email us with your answer this afternoon either. Peel draws the throw, and he's back safely. I want to correct myself. The count on Drew Toussaint is not 1-1. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Who managed the White Sox to the 1993 American League Western Division crown? A pitch cranked fair down the left field line. Fair by Drew Toussaint. Aaron Peel will stop at third, and Drew Toussaint has yet another extra base hit. Drew Toussaint has doubled down the left field line. He hit it so hard that Dwayne White got to it in pretty good shape. Aaron Peel was not running on the play, and he has to hold at third. Drew Toussaint with his 6th hit of the series, and 5 of them have been for extra bases. A remarkable series being put on, or being performed by Drew Toussaint. That brings Gary Lucas, the big 6'8" pitching coach of the Snappers, out to the hill for one of the few times in this series. Gary Lucas, who pitched with the Giants, Padres, Montreal Expos, as well as the Angels, is out on the mound. And let's get back to that Kernel Roadshow Trivia Challenge question. The Kernels with runners at second and third and nobody out here in the top of the sixth trying to add to their 3-2 lead. Our Kernel Roadshow Trivia Challenge question: who managed the White Sox to the 1993 American League West Division crown? He wasn't a very high-profile fella. Kind of looked a little bit like Mr. Magoo with wire-rimmed glasses, very soft-spoken. And I believe he came to the White Sox from the Pittsburgh Pirate organization. Who managed the White Sox to the 1993 American League Western Division crown? I know that Sportscaster of the Year Scott Unash knows the answer to that Roadshow Trivia Challenge question. Do you know it? Michael Collins bounces one to short. A run scores to make it 4-2 Kernels. Collins didn't waste any time as he drives home Aaron Peel. 4-2 Kernels. Drew Toussaint on to third on the RBI ground out by Michael Collins. Collins, with his 20th run driven in of the spring, drives home Aaron Peel, and it's 4-2 Kernels. Now Warner Madrigal will try to make it a 3-run Kernel lead with a runner at third and only one out. The infield in for Beloit. A curve, and that one's grounded sharply past third down the left field line. Strike one on Warner Madrigal. A left-hander is up throwing in the Beloit bullpen. And I believe this is the new fellow that we'll have to learn more about. He's on their roster, but I'm not sure, as ball one is inside to Warner Madrigal. I was searching for a Minnesota Twin media guide. This fella just joined the ball club, and sure enough, he's likely to see action here today. Warner Madrigal chops one foul past third. He's in the hole. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We'll find that Minnesota Twin media guide and determine who that left-hander is. He replaced a left-hander by the name of Steve Duguay on the Beloit roster. And they weren't sure how to pronounce his name when he came in here a couple of nights ago. Waldrop misses low and away. He tried to get Warner Madrigal to chase that pitch. Infield in for the Snappers. The Kernels have scored a run on an infield single, a Drew Toussaint double, and a Michael Collins ground out. Toussaint's at third with only one out. Let's see if Warner Madrigal, who has a hit today, can drive him in with a base hit or at least a fly ball. Now Waldrop steps off the rubber. We'll reach behind us and get the updated Snapper roster to remind ourselves who that new fella is in their bullpen. It is Jose Mijares. Now wait, we've pronounced his name wrong. Jose Mijares, Mijares, a left-hander from Venezuela. Jose Mijares is warming up for the Snappers in their left field bullpen. Toussaint at third here in the top of the sixth inning, one out. The 2-2 to the Kernel power-hitting slugger, Madrigal. He taps it to the mound. A throw to first is in time, and Madrigal gets the run home. Well, Warner Madrigal copped a pitch from Kyle Waldrop and swatted it on the ground. It bounced high into the air. Kyle Waldrop's only play was to glove it and fire to first to get Warner Madrigal. Drew Toussaint scoots home from third, and the Kernels have a 5-2 lead here in the top of the sixth inning. Credit Warner Madrigal for putting the ball in play. He didn't knock the cover off the ball. In fact, he hit it very softly. Hitting one hard past first is Chris Walston, and that's strike one. This inning started with a little old infield single by Aaron Peel. Then Toussaint ripped a double down the left field line, sending Peel to third. And with runners at second and third and nobody out, the Kernels have gotten both those runners home on ground ball outs. Strike two to Chris Walston. He's in the hole, 0-2. This may be the last batter that Kyle Waldrop faces in this game. A high drive foul off the end of the bat. And the count remains 0-2 to the batter. Back to our Kernel Roadshow Trivia Challenge question. Who managed the White Sox to the 1993 American League Western Division crown? Email us your answer to earn a prize from the Bim Ritter Diamond Shop. A big roundhouse curveball does in Chris Walton. He's down swinging to end the Kernels' 6th inning. The Kernels strike for 2 runs on 2 base hits. There were no snapper errors. Kernels leave the bases empty. The Kernels have left just 2 men aboard in 6 at-bats. And as we go to the home half of the 6th inning here in Beloit, Kernels on top of the Snappers 5-2. You're enjoying Kernel baseball in the zone.
All across eastern Iowa, more and more people hear this sound at the scene of breaking news. Newscopter 9, bringing you the news anywhere, anytime. Newscopter 9 has the speed and mobility to be on the scene of breaking news in minutes, bringing you live reports with its exclusive bird's-eye view of the story as it unfolds. Newscopter 9, taking news coverage to new heights, only from your 24-hour news source, KCRG TV 9.
Saturday morning, it's over easy as Scott Unash dishes up the Hy-Vee Coaches Corner here on The Zone. It's a hearty helping of local sports coverage from the Metro and beyond. All the latest prep news, the way only Scott can serve it up, cooked up live from this week's featured Cedar Rapids Marion Hy-Vee Kitchen. Get your Saturday breakfast special by tuning in to the Hy-Vee Coaches Corner, live from the Hy-Vee Kitchen at 3235 Oakland Road Northeast. Only here on The Zone.
Kelly's Auto Center in Iowa City is the home of the nationwide 6-month, 6,000-mile warranty. Whether it's across town or across the country, you'll drive with confidence in a Kelly's car. Each of Kelly's vehicles receives a strict 110-point safety inspection to make sure you receive the quality used vehicle you've come to expect from us. A qualified mechanic checks each car, truck, and van bumper to bumper. For peace of mind on your next vehicle purchase, stop by and see Brett or Tim at Kelly's Auto Center at 510 South Riverside Drive in Iowa City.
With the sun shining brightly on this Thursday afternoon, Fernando Rodriguez is ready to work. In the bottom of the 6th inning, he'll face David Winfrey, the cleanup batter for the Snappers. Winfrey, an RBI double with 2 out in the first, and he swings late and misses a Fernando Rodriguez breaking pitch, strike 1. Kernels have been out hit 7-6. Neither club has made an error, and the Kernels lead it 5-2. A fastball downstairs evens the count to the right-handed hitting David Winfrey, who has 4 doubles in this series. It's 1-1. David stands straight away from the right side. Fights off a curveball in on his hands and fouls it straight back. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes to Winfrey. Can't wait to kick off a Memorial Day weekend series, the first of an 8-game Kernel homestand tomorrow. Sharp breaking pitch, and it stays inside to Winfrey. The count 2-2 to David. 6:30 is when we get underway tomorrow evening. The gates open at 5:30. A broken bat roller to third. Freddy Sandoval gloves it with the left hand and throws out the batter for the first out of the inning. David Winfrey was jammed on a 2-2 pitch, and he broke his bat, and he grounds out to third, where Freddy Sandoval fielded it off to his left side and picked it up cleanly with one hand. Fernando Rodriguez is now retired 5 straight Beloit Snappers. Beloit is hitting .250 this season. That's 7th best in the 14-team Midwest League. Ball 1 high and outside to Jeremy Pickrell. 2-out RBI single through the box in the first inning. Tied the game at 2. It's 5-2 Kernels here in the 6th. And a strike called on the outside corner to the left-handed batter, Jeremy Pickrell. Jeremy wears his white home trousers down low. Beloit has green numbers on the back of their white home jerseys. Ball 2 down and into the batter. Pickrell, a .286 hitter with 4 homers, 21 RBIs. Beloit has hit 21 home runs in 46 games. That's 12th in the 14-team league. Swing, a big swing, and a pitch fouled into the glove of catcher Michael Cullen. Count even now, 2-2. That lefty, Jose Mijares from Venezuela, is warming up again down the left field line for Beloit. He'll likely take over in the top of the 7th inning. Fernando Rodriguez misses just outside, ball 3 to the left-handed batter. The payoff offering. Swing and a foul off the mask of catcher Michael Collins. Collins didn't even flinch. Want to say hello to Ron Daniels and his son John Daniels and daughter Desiree Daniels. They are the head of the Kernel cleaning crew at the stadium. A high towering fly ball into shallow center. Giannotti can't find it. Drew Toussaint comes to the rescue. Drew Toussaint had to cut in front of Richard Giannotti, who never saw that ball off the bat, and Toussaint lends a helping hand to his good friend Richard Giannotti, and that's the second out here in the sixth inning. Drew Toussaint had to cut over in front of Richard Giannotti. Richard gave that alarming universal distress sign that he didn't see the ball. He threw his arms up in the air skyward, and so Drew Toussaint came rushing in from left field to his left and caught it. Here's a pitch drilled into right, and it's caught by Warner Madrigal. Chris Brown lines to right to end the Beloit sixth inning, and that is 6 magnificent innings by Colonel right-hander Fernando Rodriguez, who now has retired 7 straight Beloit snapper batters. 6 innings in the books on this beautiful Thursday in southern Wisconsin. Kernels on top of Beloit 5-2. This is Kernel Baseball in the Zone.
Hi, this is Dave Town with Five Seasons Transportation and Parking. Do you ever wonder if it's safe to send your child on the bus? It is, and here's a few reasons why. All the buses in Cedar Rapids are equipped with security cameras, so the drivers always know what's happening behind them. The buses also have global positioning systems, or GPS, which means they can be tracked at any time by satellite. Does that surprise you? It shouldn't. Five Seasons Transportation takes safety very seriously, and we've taken many steps to make sure your child will have a safe, easy ride every time they take the bus. Even when your child isn't on the bus, Five Seasons Transportation is helping keep them safe by using pollution-free biodiesel and alcohol fuels, Iowa products that help keep the air clean. And if your child is ever in trouble, they can always flag down a bus for help. I'm Dave Town, and I like to think of the bus as a traveling safety cocoon, motoring along Cedar Rapids streets. And keep in mind, if the bus is that safe and easy for your child, maybe you should think about riding the bus to work. Affordable, convenient, and safe. That's the bus. Ride it. Hey folks, John Madden here to tell you about the Big Ace Memorial Day weekend sale going on May 27th through May 30th at your local participating Ace Hardware. Kick off the summer with a picnic or cookout. Get a Rubbermaid 10-quart cooler or 2-gallon jug for only $4.99 after a $3 mail-in rebate. Or get a portable charcoal kettle grill for only $9.99. So make plans to shop this weekend at the Ace Memorial Day weekend sale. Ace, the helpful place.
Quantities limited, available to participating Ace stores.
A southpaw takes over on the hill for Beloit in the top of the 7th on this sunny Thursday afternoon. He's making his snapper debut, Jose Mijares, Mijares, a southpaw. Here's the final line on starter Kyle Waldrop. 6 innings pitched. He surrendered 5 runs to the Kernels on 6 hits, struck out half a dozen, walked none, and hit 1.
Number 2,
Jason Ramos, the Kernel switch-hitting number 8 hitter in the Allen Motor Company order, will lead it off in the top of the 7th inning. Jason batting right-handed for the first time today. And he fakes a bunt. The first pitch from the Venezuelan lefty is low for ball 1. Jose Mijares doing some landscaping where his foot lands in front of the rubber. Jason Ramos fakes a bunt. Ball 2 is high. Ramos is tapped back to the hill and struck out so far on the day. 72 degrees. I know I mention this quite often, but I find it an interesting fact. I'll share it with you in a moment. The 2-0 to Ramos. A high fly ball into right. Trotting in a few steps to glove it is Jeremy Pickrell. Jason Ramos, nothing for 3, flies to right on a 2-0 count. When the climate engineers were designing the Houston Astrodome, they did a survey, or a study rather, and they found that 72 degrees was the ideal temperature at which to witness a ball game indoors. Well, it's now climbed to 73 degrees here in Beloit, and we'll take 73 degrees any day. 73 gorgeous degrees, with the wind now blowing out towards the center field wall 380 feet away. Richard Giannotti fouls the first pitch straight back. Ball one is high and away to Richard. 5-2 Kernels, top of the 7th inning. Beyond the plywood wall, 8 feet high here at Pullman Field, is a thick grove of trees, and it provides a beautiful backdrop to this quaint, intimate bandbox ballpark. Giannotti on a 1-1 pitch fouls the next pitch behind the backstop over the grandstand roof, strike 2. There's a dark blue wall in center field that serves as the hitter's background, 380 feet away to straightaway center, but beyond that is part of that thick grove of trees I talked about, and that you don't need any fancy screen or big green wall. The trees provide the ideal hitter's eye. Swing and a miss by Richard Giannotti. Richard really struggling now, 1 for his last 23, but he'll come out of it. He's a hard worker. And 2 gone quickly here in the Colonel 7th, the batter Alexi Casilla. Alexi has bounced out 3 times today, twice to the second baseman, last time up to the shortstop. He's batting right-handed for the first time. Jose Mijares facing 3 Colonel switch hitters. Ball 1 is high and away to Alexi. Alexi's provided the Colonels with a spark since joining us a couple of weeks ago. In 9 games, he's batting .182, no homers, no RBIs, but he has 6 steals and 8 tries. A strike in on the outside corner to Alexi Casilla. Big gap in left center for the Colonel leadoff batter. A curveball, a beauty from Mijares, strike 2. Lots of school kids are here today. Most of them are seated down the left field line in the bleacher section. Casilla calls time, steps out. Jose Mijares, 6 feet 2 inches tall. Misses with a fastball just inside, and the count now is 2-2 to Alexi. Sun shining brightly. The scoreboard here at Pullman Field is in left center field, just above the 8-foot-high plywood wall. Alexi Casilla tomahawks the pitch foul into the screen. He's batting with the bases empty, 2 away in the Colonel 7th inning. Colonels lead it by 3, 5-2. Casilla chokes up on the bat handle slightly and serves one foul down into the Colonel right field bullpen, where Nick Touchstone is starting to toss lightly. Jamie Douglas, Colonel lefty, worked a short time last night, a third of an inning, gave up a 2-run homer to left-handed batter Deacon Burns. Lefty Nick Touchstone is warming up. A chopper to third, cutting across to his left, David Winfrey, and the play is close at first, but Winfrey throws out Alexi Casilla. So Casilla has bounced out 4 times to 3 different Beloit infielders today. Down in order go the Colonels at the hands of the new pitcher, the lefty, Jose Mijares. After 6.5 on this beautiful Thursday in southern Wisconsin, the Colonels on top of Beloit, 5-2. This is Colonel Baseball in the Zone.
We've been telling you for some time that Greg's Lawn Service is a cut above the rest when it comes to caring for your lawn. However, Greg's experienced staff does so much more than lawn care. They offer complete landscape design and installation, concrete curb edging, grading, sodding, and hydro seeding. Yes, Greg's is a complete lawn care service, and they welcome the opportunity to show you why they are a cut above the rest. Give Greg's a call for more details about their wide range of services.
Your Cedar Rapids and Marion Hy-Vees are proud to support one of our community's most renowned and cherished assets, the Cedar Rapids Kernels. Your Cedar Rapids and Marion Hy-Vees believe in the core values that comprise the essence of Kernel baseball: fun, wholesome, affordable entertainment for us all. As you look ahead to the many joys of summer, your Cedar Rapids and Marion Hy-Vees encourage you to visit the fabulous new Veterans Memorial Stadium. Your Cedar Rapids and Marion Hy-Vees, embracing Kernel baseball, a community treasure.
season, the makers of Tylenol want you to know a little medicine can help treat the flu, but more hand washing could help prevent it. Warm water and soap kills germs best when you wash for 30 seconds. Teach your kids to hum a song so they know how long to wash. Tylenol Flu can relieve your family's symptoms if they do get sick, but wouldn't it be better if they didn't? For more tips, visit Tylenol.com/flu. Stop. Think. Tylenol Cold and Flu with Cool Burst and Children's Tylenol Flu. Use as directed.
Coming back for the Steppers, designated hitter, number 31, Mark Samway.
Fernando Rodriguez, 6 strong innings, and he's ready to set sail in the lower half of the 7th here at Pullman Field in Beloit, where the Kernels lead the Snappers 5-2. Beloit has beaten the Kernels 5 out of 7 times in the first half. The Kernels, with the win today, could even this series and break even at 2 games apiece. Mark Samway, 1 for 2, singled his last time up. Left-handed hitter takes low for ball 1 from the Colonel right-hander. The next delivery is just outside for ball 2. Samway, a Canadian from the University of British Columbia, does not wear batting gloves. Stands straight away from the left side, and there's ball 3 high and away from Fernando Rodriguez. A right-hander has joined Nick Touchstone down in the Colonel right field bullpen, and that right-hander is Miguel Gonzalez. Samway takes a strike on a 3-0 delivery. Miguel Gonzalez, a right-hander, and Nick Touchstone, a left-hander, warming up in the Colonel right field bullpen. Wind is blowing strong from left to right. The first walk of the day is issued by Fernando Rodriguez. He lost Mark Samway on a 3-1 pitch low, and that's the first walk drawn by a Beloit snapper this afternoon. Here comes Kernan Ronan, the Colonel pitching coach. As is Kernan Ronan heads to the hill, let's share our Colonel Did You Know question with you. I told you that a Colonel fan is sitting down below Tom Kelly. Tom is a long-time sports fan, hasn't missed an Iowa Hawkeye football game in over 3 decades, and Tom took a trip to Miller Park earlier this week. In fact, it was on Wednesday, yesterday afternoon, then watched the Kernels last night. He's here today. Well, before beautiful Miller Park was built, Milwaukee built County Stadium in 1953, and that's the subject of our Did You Know question. Ball 1 just below the knees to Javier Sanchez, who's 2 for 2. Milwaukee County Stadium opened in 1953, and there are 2 unique facets to that ballpark that I'd like to share with you. The pitch almost hit the batter, ball 2, and Fernando Rodriguez may be running out of steam. Milwaukee's County Stadium, the first ballpark, Major League ballpark, built with lights. Now notice I say built with lights. Oh, sure, there were night games long before County Stadium opened in 1953, but all of the ballparks had to add lights. They had to add lights. It was County Stadium, the first ballpark to be built with lights. 3-0 now the count to Javier Sanchez, and it looks like Nick Touchstone or Miguel Gonzalez will be coming on soon because Fernando is tiring here in the bottom of the 7th inning, protecting a Colonel 5-2 lead. The 3-0 pitch to the batter. Strike 1 called on the inside corner. Our Colonel Did You Know question. Did you know that Milwaukee's County Stadium was the first ballpark built with lights back in 1953? The 3-1 to Javier Sanchez. Strike 2 called. Now a full count. Let's see if Kevin Bowles, with his team trailing by 3 runs here in the home half of the 7th, will send Mark Samway. I think Samway will be running. He's stolen 7 bases in 9 attempts. Oh, time was called just as the runner was breaking towards second. That's too bad for both the pitcher and the batter and the runner. The plate umpire must have been asked for time, to grant time. Jeff Lascola. Lascola granted the batter time, apparently. The runner goes. High, ball 4. Now we're in a heap of trouble. Those doggone walks to the lower men in the order will always come back Casilla. First and second, nobody out for Beloit. And let's see how much longer Bobby Magallanes goes with his Spartan starter, Fernando Rodriguez. Oh, brother, you're sailing along, having retired 7 in a row, and now the fatigue gets to you and you walk the first 2 men in the 7th inning. And that spells trouble, big, big trouble. Long talk by Michael Collins to pitcher Fernando Rodriguez. Not only was Milwaukee's County Stadium the first ballpark to be built with lights back in 1953, but it was built entirely with public funds. And that's been a hot-button issue the last 10 or 15 years. With all the building of new Major League stadiums. And here comes Bobby Magallanes. Michael Collins was buying time. Fernando Rodriguez is lifted. He goes 6 innings. So far, he's given up 2 runs on 7 hits. Fernando struck out 3 snappers. He only walked 2, but unfortunately, he opened up this 7th inning by walking the first 2 batters. So the Snappers will take a run at the Kernels here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Coming on to hurl for the Kernels, well, it looks like Nick Touchstone. Lefty Nick Touchstone will come out of the Kernel bullpen, and he will try to keep the Kernels ahead here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Man, anytime you walk the first 2 batters of an inning, you are asking for big, big trouble. And Nick Touchstone will try to come on and keep the Kernels ahead in this game. Nick Touchstone started the season as a Kernel starter before a strained left bicep muscle shelved him briefly. He did not have to go on the disabled list. Nick Touchstone is 1-3 on the year. He has started 4 games. This is his 6th appearance out of the bullpen. Nick with a record of 1-3, a 6.86 earned run average. Touchstone has hurled 21 innings, given up 24 hits in 21 innings, struck out 17 batters in 21 innings, walked 24 batters in 21 innings. That has been his area of weakness this season, is the walks. And as Nick Touchstone takes over, with the Kernels leading 5-2, but 2 on and nobody out for Beloit in the 7th, Physicians Clinic of Iowa is proud to bring you the Physicians Clinic of Iowa Kernel Injury Report. On the sidelines are Mitch Arnold and Josh LeBlanc. LeBlanc, a second baseman with a broken hamate bone in his left hand. Mitch Arnold, who started the season as the Kernel closer, is shelved with a sore right elbow. And the last member of the Kernel squad on the Physicians Clinic of Iowa injury report, Frederick Deloisa Gacarni. Frederick Deloisa Gacarni is nursing along a strained right hip flexor muscle. Frederick was jogging lightly along the grass in front of the warning track this morning, and he looked pretty comfortable doing it. Frederick Deloisa Gacarni also on the disabled list. Physicians Clinic of Iowa. Quality health care close to home. They have 50 board-certified physicians who provide quality care in 11 specialties. Physicians Clinic of Iowa, a proud partner with the Kernels in treating our players for their mishaps. All right, Dwayne White, a left-handed hitter up against Nick Touchstone. A throw to first, wild throw, and the runners will move up to second and third. Kernels playing giveaway here in the 7th inning. 2 walks and then a wild throw by Nick Touchstone out of the bullpen. E1, and it's second and third with nobody out. Well, that eliminates the double play possibility, doesn't it? Yes, it does. Nick has been so good at picking off runners this season, and that throw got away from him in the dirt. He took something off the throw, and Chris Walston could not block it. And now the Snappers have all the momentum in this game, even though the Kernels lead by 3 runs. That was a bad, bad throw by the Kernel lefty. Now a lollipop curve way over the head of Dwayne White, ball 1. You can kind of feel this one slipping away from us. Don't want to be pessimistic, but you get a feel for a game, and you can just see the Kernel body language kind of slumping as if to say, uh-oh, 2 walks. But Nick Touchstone is very, very capable of getting out of this jam. There's another curve over the head of the batter, ball 2. yet you just kind of feel this one slipping out of our grasp. Second and third, nobody out, as the Colonel southpaw Nick Touchstone delivers. Ball 3-0 to the left-handed batter, number 9 hitter. Nick last worked on Sunday at home, 2/3 of an inning, gave up 2 runs, 1 earned on 3 hits. Strike one call to the left-handed hitter, Dwayne White. White has an infield single, and he's grounded out. Waltzed into the pitcher covering. That was back in the 4th inning. Kernels lead it 5-2 here in the bottom of the 7th. Ball 4, high and in. Hey, we've walked the bases loaded. That's not good, but now the double play is in order. Double play in order, and you have to think positively about the Colonel prospects in this game.
Now batting for the Snappers, shortstop number 5, Angelo Fermin.
The lower third of the Beloit order has all walked. Ouch, that hurts, doesn't it, to walk the lower third of the order? But now the Kernels have made their bed. Let's see if they can spring out of it ahead here in the 7th inning. A ball gets loose from the Colonel right field bullpen, so action is halted for the moment. Angelo Fermin batting right-handed for the first time today. The Kernels would love a strikeout, pop-up, or double play. Instead, ball 1 is high and away to the batter. Nick Touchstone is working from the stretch. 23-year-old southpaw. Ball 2 high and away. Zamwish at third, Sanchez at second, Dwayne White at first. Let's see if Angelo Fermin is swinging on this 2-0 pitch. Time is called. Nick Touchstone acquitted himself very well last year as a Colonel starter. 22 starts, a 7-7 record, a 4.22 ERA. Nick is in his 3rd year of professional baseball, and he delivers a strike. A strike to Angelo Fermin. It's 2-1. Fermin, a .216 batter, no homers, 3 RBIs. Zamwish at third, Sanchez at second, White at first. Strike 2 from the Colonel lefty. Nick Touchstone has come back to even the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out. Beloit has the bases loaded here in the bottom of the 7th. It's 5-2 Kernels. Snappers looking to score for the first time since the 1st inning. The 2-2 from Touchstone. Dribbled foul. Fermin just got a piece of it to stay alive. Nick has looked much better the last couple of pitches. Perhaps it just took him a while to get used to the mound and to find the strike zone. There's not a more kind and caring fella on the Colonel Ball Club than Nick Touchstone. He is in a class of his own in terms of being a classy young guy. Mild-mannered, polite, respectful, and very, very hard-working. A throw to first, and the runner back safely. The Kernels have Jamie Douglas, another left-hander, up in their bullpen. Miguel Gonzalez has stopped throwing. Still looking for that pop-up strikeout or double play that would help us stay ahead in this ball game. Nick takes a long look into his catcher, Michael Collins. Here's the 2-2. And another squibber foul behind the plate. That was a breaking pitch to Angelo Fermin. Fermin, nothing for 3 today. Fernando Rodriguez departed after walking the first 2 batters here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Nick Touchstone came on, made a wild throw to first. The runners moved up to second and third. Then he walked the number 9 hitter. Now his next pitch is outside, and it's a full count to Angelo Fermin. Perhaps the outcome of this afternoon's game will hinge on this next pitch. Perhaps. You never know. The payoff. Inside, ball 4. 4 walks by Colonel pitchers, and Beloit, as I say, you can feel this one slipping away. Mark Zamwish scores to make it 5-3 Kernels. Angelo Fermin took low and in for ball 4. And a run is home. That run is charged to Fernando Rodriguez. 4 walks by Kernel pitching. 4 walks inexplicably. And it's a 5-3 Kernel lead. All right, now a double play, a pop-up or a strikeout are still what we're hoping for. Still what we're hoping for. Nick Touchstone has been relieved of his duties, and it's a right-hander coming on, Miguel Gonzalez. Miguel Gonzalez has come on, and you feel so bad for Nick Touchstone. He pitched his heart out, but just couldn't throw strikes and walks the only 2 men he faces. So Nick Touchstone, no innings, no hits, no strikeouts. 2 walks, 1 error, and in comes Miguel Gonzalez for the second time this season. 5-3 Kernels, but Beloit has all the momentum in their favor now. Bases loaded, nobody out. The Kernels have to commend themselves. They won solidly the first 6 innings of this ball game. But the last third is another story. Right now, Beloit leads the last third of the game 1-0. Kernels still lead 5-3, but the Snappers have the bases loaded with nobody out. Miguel Gonzalez on for the second time this season. Miguel is a small right-hander, and he's from Mexico, born in Mexico, but lives in San Fernando, California. Went to Los Angeles Mission Community College, did Miguel Gonzalez. 20 years old. They list him at 6 feet 165. Miguel Gonzalez pitched 2 innings Sunday in a Kernel 13-7 win over the West Michigan Whitecaps. Miguel Gonzalez went 2 innings on Sunday, gave up 2 runs to the Whitecaps on 3 hits, struck out 2, walked none. We're back at home tomorrow to start an 8-game homestand. 6:30 is game time, and for the 8-game homestand, the only marquee game we haven't spotlighted yet this afternoon is the noon game a week from today. Thursday, June 2nd, we'll play at noon at home, and the last noon game we had was this past Friday, and we drew a season-high crowd of over 3,600. Come on out and join us for one of the upcoming 8-game homestands. We kick it off, a grand entrance into the Memorial Day weekend tomorrow evening. Paul Rutgers takes a curveball inside from Miguel Gonzalez, ball 1. A base hit would tie it for the Snappers. A double play would likely score a run, but boy, would it give the Kernels a much-needed shot in the arm here. We've walked the ballpark, so to speak, walking the first 4 hitters here in the 7th inning. A strike is in as Gonzalez broke a sharp curveball off the table to Paul Rutgers. Paul, a .247 hitter, doubled and scored in the first. Since then, he's flied to center and struck out. Gonzalez checks the runner at second and misses low and away to the batter, Paul Rutgers, ball 2. Scoring on the bases-loaded walk issued by Nick Touchstone was Mark Zamweiss. He started all of this by drawing a walk against starter Fernando Rodriguez. Rutgers, a right-handed hitter with a straightaway stance and bats from a deep crouch. Ball 3 outside. So the walk fest continues apparently. It's 3-1. Not the walk fest, but getting behind the hitters. I think Miguel Gonzalez is going to come back and get this batter. I really do. But he's behind him, 3-1. Rutgers waits. A high drive into center. Way back. Could be a grand slam. It is a grand slam for Paul Rutgers. Paul Rutgers hits a grand slam to put Beloit ahead. It got up into the jet stream, and out it went for a grand slam. And the Snapper crowd comes alive. You could feel it slipping away, couldn't you? We could feel it slipping away. Paul Rutgers belts a grand slam to make it 7-5 Beloit. Paul Rutgers, his first home run of the year. His first home run of the year is a grand slam.
Now batting center fielder number 8, Deacon Burns.
And again, we emphasize only the positive. The Kernels led this game through 6 innings, 5-2. But now it'll be a mad, furious comeback attempt by the Kernels, who now trail 7-5. Well, you knew when you walked the first 2 batters you were in trouble. Little did we know we'd be in this much trouble. 7-5 Beloit. Paul Rectors, with his first home run of the year, got it up into the jet stream, and out it went for a grand slam. So poor Fernando Rodriguez, unbelievable. He cannot win this game, even though he pitched 6 great innings this afternoon. A ground ball to first. Nice big charity hop. Chris Walston has it, and that's a good omen. The Kernels get the first out here in the 7th inning. Deacon Burns bounces out to first, 1 away.
Joining the back for the center, third baseman number 17, David Winfrey.
David Winfrey bats with the bases empty and nobody on. Or bases empty and 1 out, sorry. Talk about an oxymoron. Bases empty, nobody on. We meant to say bases empty, 1 out. Credit Miguel Gonzalez for retiring the first batter here in the Beloit 7th inning. A high drive into shallow right. And the second baseman, Jason Ramos, makes a good play. Warner Madrigal couldn't get there, but Jason Ramos fluttered out into shallow right and reached out and caught that pop fly off the bat of David Winfrey. And there are 2 gone here in the Beloit 7th inning. They have scored, get this, 5 runs on 1 hit. 5 runs on 1 hit. And the Kernels still very much in the ball game. That doggone 1 bad inning again syndrome has struck the Kernels. It's been our downfall this spring, is giving up 1 big inning. Gonzalez ahead now, or even on the count rather, to Jeremy Pickrell, 1-1. Again, we emphasize the positive. The Kernels are only down by a pair in the 7th inning. Paul Rectors hit one high and deep into right center, and it went over the center field wall for a grand slam. Miguel Gonzalez pitches taken inside for Jeremy Pickrell, and that's 2-1. Swing and a miss on a changeup. Hey, Miguel Gonzalez, who's charged with 1 run in this inning. Nick Touchstone charged with a pair, and Fernando Rodriguez with 2 of the runs. A tap high in the air in front of the plate. Gonzalez gloves, throws in time. Miguel Gonzalez makes a fine play on a topper halfway between the plate and the mound, and he gets Jeremy Pickrell for the final out of the 7th inning. All things considered, we'll take it. 5 runs for Beloit on 1 hit, 1 Kernel error, and the Snappers leave the bases empty. Kernels went into the inning leading 5-2, leave the inning trailing 7-5. And after 7, you're enjoying Kernel baseball here in the Zone.
Are you ready for a little racing? The Zone, ESPN Radio 1600 AM and Hawkeye Downs want to help you take the family to the races without blowing out your wallet. The last Friday of every month is now the Zone 1600 Family Night. Just click on the zone1600.com and print the special Family Night coupon. Take it to Hawkeye Downs the last Friday of the month, and 2 adults and the kids get in for just $16. 16 simoleons to see the hottest racing in town? That's freaking unbelievable! Get your valuable coupon today at the worldwide headquarters of the Zone, thezone1600.com. And we'll see you at the Zone 1600 Family Night at Hawkeye Downs, the last Friday of every month, all summer long.
Hawkeye Downs Racing.
Another killer deal from your home of Hawkeye Downs Racing on the radio. The Zone, ESPN Radio, 1600 AM.
Memorial Day weekend means great auto racing. This Friday night at Hawkeye Downs Speedway, a historic Memorial Day motorsports event, the Undy 500. Area celebrities and Hawkeye Downs drivers racing Formula Fun karts in their underwear. All to benefit Haycat Food Bank. Bring a can of food for the food bank. Save $1 on full price adult admission. Papa John's Cup iWireless Championship. Special appearance by Nostalgia Stuff. Start Memorial Day weekend with racing Friday night at Cedar Rapids Hawkeye Downs Speedway.
On a great day in Beloit, we go to the top of the 8th inning. Kernels trying to gain a split in this series. They'll have to rally in the late going to do it, and are perfectly capable of that rally. Freddy Sandoval, 0-for-3 today, takes inside from lefty Jose Mijares. He's the pitcher of record now for Beloit in this 7-5 game in favor of the Snappers. A change-up and a swing and a miss by the Colonel switch hitter, batting right-handed, Freddy Sandoval. Sandoval, Peel, and Toussaint here in the Colonel 8th inning to face lefty Jose Mijares. Swing and a miss by Freddy, strike 2. Here's the final line on Fernando Rodriguez. 6 innings pitched. He gave up 4 runs on 7 hits. Struck out 3, walked 2. Very good outing for Fernando Rodriguez. Ball 2 is a curveball high and away to Freddy Sandoval. Beloit sent 8 men to the plate in their 5-run 7th inning. Had 1 hit, a grand slam by Paul Rectors, his first home run of the season. Ooh, a borderline pitch. The Snappers wanted it. Didn't get the call from Jeff Lascola, the plate umpire, and it's a full count to Freddy Sandoval. Freddy, the Colonel leader with 26 runs driven in, also has the most doubles with 12. Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. A high fastball. Freddy couldn't lay off. 1 away in the Colonel 8th inning. 1 out for Aaron Peel. Peel got the Colonel 2-run 6th inning started with an infield single. Aaron has scored 2 of the Colonel 5 runs.
Now batting the designated hitter, number 5, Aaron Peel.
I think the Colonels are still trying to figure out what hit them in that 7th inning. Well, unfortunately, what hit them was a rash of walks. 4 straight walks, and then a grand slam, and kind of takes the fire out of your belly momentarily, but maybe the Colonels can get it rekindled. A ball low to Aaron Peel. Now he swings and misses for strike 1. Afternoon action today in the big leagues. 2 afternoon games on the State Farm Major League scoreboard. 1 later today. 1 is just getting underway. Peel breaks his bat and grounds to short. There's Angelo Fermin to glove it and throw in time. 2 out in the Colonel 8th inning. 7-5 Beloit. Later today, the Athletics will play the Devil Rays down in St. Petersburg. And just getting underway, the Colorado Rockies taking on the Cubs at Wrigley today. Everything else tonight on the State Farm Major League scoreboard. Baltimore hosts Seattle. The Twins, the parent club of these Snappers, play the Indians at Jacobs Field. The Yankees will entertain the Tigers in the Bronx. The Red Sox play at Sky Dome against the Blue Jays this evening. The Royals will tangle with the Rangers at the ballpark in Arlington, and our parent club, the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, will be playing the Chicago White Sox. A win by the Angels would allow them to gain a split in their series with the club with the best record in big league baseball. Drew Toussaint took a ball, now a strike. The next delivery from the lefty, Jose Mijares, high and away. Mijares has set down 5 straight Kernels in relief of starter Kyle Waldrop. The 2-1 to Drew. Swing and a miss on a changeup. Toussaint has a 2-run homer. It came back in the 1st inning. Then he doubled and scored in the Colonel 2-run 6th inning. Nobody on, 2 out in the Colonel 8th at 7-5 Beloit. Now Toussaint steps out. In the National League tonight, the Mets and Marlins in Miami. Cincinnati at Great America Ballpark will host the Pirates. San Diego plays the Diamondbacks at Bank One Ballpark. A high, deep drive way back in left center. Drew Toussaint has done it again! Drew Toussaint homers, his 2nd of the day, and it cuts the Beloit lead to a single run here in the top of the 8th inning. Drew Toussaint connects with his 2nd home run of the afternoon. It's his 6th hit of the series, and 5 of them have been for extra bases. Drew Toussaint clubs one high and deep over the left center field wall, and that cuts the Snapper lead to 1 run. It's 7-6 Beloit on Drew Toussaint's 2nd home run of the afternoon, his third home run of the season, his 6th hit of the series, and his 5th extra base hit. Wow. What a series for Drew Toussaint. Ball 1 to Michael Collins. The Kernels are fighting back here in the 8th inning. Ball 2 is low to Michael. One thing about Bobby Magallanes is he instills in his ball players that you better play hard for 9 innings or somebody else will be out there for you. Swing and a miss by Collins on a 2-0 count. San Diego, as I was saying, is playing the Diamondbacks in Phoenix tonight, and the Dodgers play the Giants at SBC Park. The 2-1 to Michael Collins. A late swing and a miss, strike 2. Drew Toussaint has scored 3 of the Colonel's 6 runs. He's driven in 3 of the Colonel's 6 runs. 15 hits in this game, and it's 7-6 Beloit in the top of the 8th inning. Swing and a miss by Michael Collins, and that ends the Colonel 8th inning. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Jose Mijares. 1 run on 1 hit for the Kernels. There were no Beloit errors. The Kernels leave the bases empty. The Kernels have only left 2 men on the day. After 7.5 at Pullman Field, it's the Snappers 7 and the Kernels 6. This is Colonel Baseball in the Zone.
I'm Dave Shea. For 35 years, I was news anchor for Channel 2. Now, with gas prices at $2 a gallon, check out Randy Kiel Honda and save with great fuel mileage on all Hondas in stock. The safest family sedan, the Honda Accord, will definitely save the family pocketbook with 34 miles to the gallon. Get even better mileage with a compact Civic, getting you there at 38 miles to the gallon. Or check the amazing fuel mileage of the Honda Civic Hybrid, 48 miles to the gallon, and that's in city driving. Randy Kiel Honda has a large selection of pre-owned Hondas, too, all with exceptional fuel mileage. Check them out at www.randykiel.com. Also, Randy Kiel offers a 7-year, 100,000-mile confidence guarantee on new vehicles. You can take my word for it, but you may also want to talk with other Honda owners. They're people you know, your friends, your neighbors, maybe even your relatives. I'm saving on gas prices by driving my Honda, and you can too. See Randy Kiel Honda on Center Point Road Northeast.
Memorial Day weekend means great auto racing. This Friday night at Hawkeye Downs Speedway, a historic Memorial Day motorsports event, the Undy 500. See area celebrities and Hawkeye Downs drivers racing Formula Fun karts in their underwear. All to benefit Haycap Food Bank. Bring a can of food for the food bank. Save $1 on full price adult admission. Papa John's Cup iWireless Championship. Special appearance by Nostalgia Stuff. Start Memorial Day weekend with racing Friday night at Cedar Rapids Hawkeye Downs Speedway.
At Pullman Field, 7-6 Snappers as we go to the bottom of the 8th. The bottom of the 8th has been a real problem for the Kernels the last 2 nights. The Snappers scoring 3 in their Tuesday night win, 7-3 in the 8th, and scoring 3 in their 2-1 win. Here's a high drive, belted into deep right. Warner Madrigal leaps and can't get it. Streaking around second and heading to third is Chris Brown, and Chris Brown has a leadoff triple. A leadoff triple for Chris Brown here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Warner Madrigal made a valiant effort, leaping up in the air in front of the warning track on the run, but the ball sailed over Warner's head off the wall. Chris Brown, a .210 hitter, has a leadoff triple here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Boy, the bottom of the 8th has been miserable for the Kernels in this series. Beloit Tuesday night scored 3 runs in the bottom of the 8th inning and pulled away to win at 7-3. Last night, the Snappers scored 3 runs in the bottom of the 8th inning to pull into a 5-1 lead. Now the Colonel infield is in for the play at the plate. Mark Zamweiss started the 5-run 7th for the Snappers by drawing a leadoff walk. He scored on a bases-loaded walk later in that 7th inning. We're in the bottom of the 8th. The infield's in for the Kernels. And a wild pitch makes it a 2-run lead for Beloit. Miguel Gonzalez uncorks a wild pitch, and darting home from third to make it a 2-run lead for the Snappers is Chris Brown. Well, one thing is clear at this point, and that is Beloit has a slightly better ball club than we do this year. They've beaten us 5 out of 7 times, and They're ahead now 8-6. Does that mean they'll be a better club in the second half or come playoff time? Perhaps not. But right now, their ball club is just a little bit better than ours, at least in the one-loss column. Miguel Gonzalez on a 2-0 delivery throws a strike to Mark Zamwish. Zamwish lifts one foul behind the plate. And the count is even to the left-handed batter, Mark Zamwish. 8-6 Snappers. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. A high drive foul off to the left, and the count remains 2-2 to the batter. This is our only trip to Pullman Field this season. Beloit took 3 of 4 from us in the first week in May in our ballpark. They sure do have a pretty good-looking ball club. Swinging a foul by Zamwish. Of course, that's not unusual. The Minnesota Twins have a dynamic and relentless scouting department. They have one of the best scouting departments in baseball, and that's why they've been successful these past several years in the AL Central. Strike 3 called. Mark Zamwish is rung up by the plate umpire, Jeff Lascola. 1 away here in the bottom of the 8th.
My name is Richie Cunningham. This is my wife,
with Beloit on top, 8-6.
Now batting the catcher, number 27, Javi Sanchez.
The Snappers will be back in the City of Five Seasons the 3rd week in July, so we'll get to see them again. A changeup is a strike called to Javier Sanchez. Sanchez walked and scored on Paul Rutger's grand slam in the 7th inning. A grand slam that took the Snappers from a 5-3 deficit and catapulted them into a 7-5 lead. They lead here in the 8th, 8-6. A curve and a strike called. Miguel Gonzalez looks good. Another breaking pitch and a swing and a miss. Javier Sanchez fans, and that's 2 out in the Snapper 8th inning. The pitchers of record in this game, lefty Jose Mijares for Beloit and lefty Nick Touchstone for the Kernels. Nick hasn't had the easiest time adjusting to the bullpen, and that's not an excuse. Nick Touchstone would be the last guy to make an excuse about anything. Nick is a winner. But I think he's looking forward to the prospect later this spring and summer of getting back into a starting rotation, whether it be here with the Kernels or perhaps with the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes. You never know how the Angels might shuffle the deck. 1-1 the count to Dwayne White, and he fists one foul. Freddy Sandoval on the run. What a catch by Freddy Sandoval! There's the no-quit attitude of the Kernel Ball Club. Freddy Sandoval on a dead run outside of third, down the left field line, sprawled down and sacrificed life and limb as he made a terrific catch to end the Beloit 8th inning. Dwayne White fouls out to third, and Freddy Sandoval made a spectacular catch, diving headlong with his back to the infield to make the play on that foul pop. 1 run for Beloit in the 8th inning on a leadoff triple and wild pitch, 1 hit by the Snappers. There were no Kernel errors, and the Snappers leave the bases empty. We've played a tidy 8 innings here at Pullman Field, and the Kernels trail Beloit 8-6. This is Kernel Baseball in the Zone.
Traveling today can be somewhat hectic, even downright confusing at times. Why not let Tri-State Travel take all that frustration out of your travel plans? Whether you want to experience a cruise, enjoy a weekend getaway in Las Vegas, or just need to make airline, rental car, or hotel reservations, Tri-State Travel's Westdale Mall office can help. Our experienced staff can lower your travel stress level so you can get more enjoyment out of your journey. Stop by Tri-State Travel's Westdale Mall office today and get ready to travel worry-free.
Here's a message from Gaffey Insurance Incorporated, Iowa City, and Bauslog for Hilly Insurance, Marion.
There to guide us, standing by us, strong in every storm.
Today, more and more people are insuring their homes with us through Auto Owners Insurance. With so many satisfied customers, we must be doing something right. We'll provide low-cost quality protection, claim service that is second to none, And if you insure both your home and car through Auto Owners Insurance, you'll qualify for additional premium discounts.
Auto Owners, the no problem people.
See Richardson Hanson Agency, Mount Vernon, and Weidenhammer Andrews Agency, Incorporated, Cedar Rapids, your auto owners agencies.
Auto Owners, the no problem people.
Kernels down by a pair, and we go to the top of the ninth. Lefty Jose Mijares spins in ball one low to Warner Madrigal. Now a swing and a miss by the Kernel leading home run hitter with 7. Kernels won the series opener here 3-2 to run their winning streak to 5 straight, but now face the prospect, if they can't rally here in the ninth, of dropping the final 3. But the Kernels have a chance to rally here in the top of the ninth and gain a split in this series. Ball 2 inside to Warner, now ball 3 high and away. Remember what the Snappers used as their primary weapon to score 5 runs in the 7th was bases on balls. So let's see if Warner Madrigal can get something started. He's ahead 3-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2, as the lefty just reared back and played country hardball with Warner Madrigal. Kernels have action in their right field bullpen. That's an indication of confidence that they can come back in this 9th inning. There's ball 4, a good start to the Kernel 9th. And I know what you're thinking, that doggone triple in the wild pitch, but you can't look back like that. You're thinking it could be a 1-run game. It's a 2-run game. Don't think like that. Think positively. Chris Walston is the batter. Walston gave the Kernels a 3-2 lead in this game with an RBI single in the 4th inning. Here comes Gary Lucas, the pitching coach for the Beloit Snappers. Saturday night, fireworks at Veterans Memorial Stadium. It's a 5 o'clock start, and following the ball game, if it's not dark yet, the Kernels invite you to come down and run the bases, play catch with the ball club, and collect autographs. All of that will precede the fireworks on Saturday night, a 5 o'clock start. Then Sunday, Pat McGrath Chevyland will be presenting the first 1,000 of you Kernel fans with a Kernel cap. It's Pat McGrath Chevyland Kernel Baseball Cap Day, Sunday at Veterans Memorial Stadium. The gates open at 1. You'll want to come early to make sure you're among the first 1,000 in line so that you'll get your Kernel cap from Pat McGrath Chevyland. Then after the game on Sunday, Velocity Sports Performance in St. Luke's sponsor Kids Run the Bases. That's after the game on Sunday afternoon. Ball 1 is high and away to Chris Walston from left-hander Jose Mijares. There is a right-hander throwing hard down in the bullpen for Beloit. It's J.P. Martinez. Walston bounces one to first. First baseman gloves it. Throw to second out. Throw to first. Ooh, they called him out, but the pitcher wasn't on the base. The pitcher was not on the base. He was straddling the base, but it's a double play. Justin Bachman pointing out to the base umpire and Bobby Magallanes. Boy, Tom Kelly down below, even Tom could see that in the screen. The pitcher was not on the base, and they called the batter out for a double play. Justin Bachman showing the base umpire that clearly Jose Mijares was straddling the base, but that deflates the Kernel balloon a little bit. It's a 3-6-1 double play, and that hurt that call by the first base umpire because the pitcher was nowhere near the base. He was straddling the base. Never touched first base, but they call it a double play. Here's ball 1 high to Jason Ramos. Beloit is 1 out away from capturing their 3rd game in a row in this series. Bobby Magallanes argued, but to no avail. Ball 2 is high to Ramos. 8-6 in favor of Beloit. We're in the top of the 9th inning. Chris Walston hit it sharply to first baseman Chris Brown, who started a 3-6-1 double play. There's ball 3 high to Jason Ramos. 3-0 to Ramos. Nick Monaco is the man who mistakenly called out Chris Walston. If that fielder isn't on the base, the runner's safe. There's ball 4 to Jason Ramos. Ramos draws the second walk of the inning. And let's see if that brings in J.P. Martinez from the Beloit left field bullpen. A snapper win would
Now batting center fielder.
elevate their record to a game below 500. And if the Kernels can't rally in this one, our record in the first half would slip to 19-28. But we could rally. Richard Giannotti stands in as the tying run. Switch hitter batting right-handed. Strike one in from the lefty, Jose Mijares. 2 walks in this inning, but sandwiched between the walks, a disputed 3-6-3 or a 3-6-1 double play. Ooh, Giannotti took low and in. The pitch almost hit Richard. One lousy inning has cost the Kernels dearly this afternoon. 4 walks and a grand slam in the bottom of the 7th by Beloit. Other than that, the Kernels win every other inning. Ball 2, high and away to Richard Giannotti. But unfortunately, you can't score a baseball game in that manner. You have to take the sum total of all 9 innings. Richard Giannotti swings and misses on a fastball, strike 2.
You're out of time.
This good-sized crowd perks up a little bit. Lots of kids on hand. Runner at first, 2 out, top of the 9th, and Beloit leads it 8-6. The 2-2 to Richard. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that completes the ball game this afternoon, an 8-6 Kernel win. In the 9th inning for the Kernels, no runs, no hits, no Beloit errors. The Kernels leave a runner, stranded 3. What looked to be a very good possibility of a Kernel win here this afternoon takes a sour turn with a 5-run 7th for Beloit, and they win it 8-6. The Snappers have mastered the Kernels, beating us 6 out of 8 times this spring. 8-6 Beloit. We'll share the totals, highlights, and more with you next on the Kernel Curtain Call. This is Kernel Baseball in the Zone.
For the 7th consecutive year, Toyota Financial Services is encouraging elementary students throughout our community to read this summer. Toyota Financial Services believes that inspiring children to read brings families together, fosters imagination, and enhances knowledge. The Gazette shares Toyota Financial Services' belief in the value of reading. That's why they've teamed up to recognize and reward this summer's readers for their fabulous accomplishments. Toyota Financial Services and the Gazette, proud to stand with our community's children to enrich their lives.
John Wilson Sports, the area price leader, has some great deals on outdoor basketball backboards by Bison, many with lifetime warranties. They feature sturdy, flexible rims and thick acrylic boards. All systems have fast and easy height adjustments and pole padding for a safe play area. John Wilson Sports has a wide selection of new swimsuits by Speedo and Tier and a large variety of baseball and softball equipment for your player or team. John Wilson Sports, your team representative at the corner of First Avenue and Collins Road in Cedar Rapids.
Memorial Day weekend means great auto racing. This Friday night at Hawkeye Downs Speedway, a historic Memorial Day motorsports event, the Undy 500. Area celebrities and Hawkeye Downs drivers racing Formula Fun karts in their underwear. All to benefit Haycap Food Bank. Bring a can of food for the food bank. Save $1 on full price adult admission. Papa John's Cup iWireless Championship. Special appearance by Nostalgia Stuff. Start Memorial Day weekend with racing Friday night at Cedar Rapids Hawkeye Downs Speedway.
You save big money, when you shop Menards.
Have a fantastic summer with a beautiful new deck from Menards. Save big on the area's best selection of cedar, AC2 treated, and maintenance-free composite decking at great sale prices. Use Menards' free touchscreen Design It Center to design your dream deck. Stop in today for a free estimate and materials list. Plus, keep your deck looking great with name brand stains and sealers from Menards. Thompson's Water Seal Waterproofer is on sale for just $6.77 a gallon. Flood semi-transparent deck and siding stain is only $15.95 a gallon. And while you're shopping, enter to win a Pontiac G6. Save big on everything for your dream deck now during the deck and landscape sale at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Time for the Colonel's Curtain Call, right here on the Zone, ESPN Radio, 1600 AM. with a recap of all the action, the State Farm Major League scoreboard, plus a look ahead to the next Kernels game. Let's rejoin the voice of the Kernels, the one, the only John Rogers, here on The Zone, ESPN Radio, 1600 AM.
On a gorgeous morning and afternoon in southern Wisconsin, the Kernels had one bad inning, and it cost them the series finale here. Other than that one bad inning, what a game for the Kernels. They played very well. In fact, they took the lead in this 8-6 loss. A two-run homer by Drew Toussaint in the top of the first inning put the Kernels ahead 2-0. Beloit tied it on a pair of two-out base hits in the bottom of the first by David Winfrey and Jeremy Pickrell to make it 2-2. It stayed 2-2 until the top of the fourth inning. That's when the Kernels forged ahead by a run. Michael Collins, a one-out single, advanced to second on a wild pitch by the Beloit starter, Kyle Waldrop. And then with two out, Chris Walston singled into center, his third RBI in 13 games as a Colonel. Michael Collins scored to make it 3-2 Kernels. The Kernels made it 5-2 in the sixth inning. Aaron Teal, a leadoff infield single. Drew Toussaint, who had 6 hits in this series, 5 of them for extra bases. Drew drilled a double down into the left field corner. And the Kernels then did a magnificent job of getting both of those runners home. They had runners at second and third, nobody out. Michael Collins bounced out to short to drive in Aaron Teal. It was Michael's 20th run driven in of the year. And then Warner Madrigal bounced out in front of the plate, pitcher to first base. And Toussaint trotted home on that ground out, and the Kernels looked great, leading 5-2. They took that 5-2 lead into the bottom of the seventh inning when disaster struck. Fernando Rodriguez tired. He walked Mark Zamweiss, the number 7 hitter. He walked Javier Sanchez, the number 8 hitter. In came Nick Touchstone. He tried to pick off the runner at first, Sanchez, and threw wildly past Chris Walston. Each runner moved up to second and third. Then the number 9 hitter, Dwayne White, walked to load the bases. And with the bases loaded, Angelo Fermin on a 3-2 pitch walked. That forced in a run from third and made it a 5-3 Colonel lead. Nick Touchstone was lifted. In came Miguel Gonzalez, and on a 2-2 pitch to Paul Rutgers, Paul unloaded, got a deep drive up into the jet stream here and hit it over the 380-foot sign in center, a grand slam. Rutgers' first home run of the year, and it was a 5-run inning in the seventh, 4 walks, 1 error, and a grand slam. The Kernels didn't give up, though, trailing 7-5. Drew Toussaint homered in the 8th inning, his second home run of the day, and he drove in 3 of the Kernels' 6 runs. Toussaint had a magnificent series. His home run in the 8th cut the Beloit lead to 7-6. But the Snappers got a leadoff triple from 2-10 hitting Chris Brown in the bottom of the 8th off Miguel Gonzalez. Gonzalez then wild pitched him home to make it 8-6. The Kernels drew 2 walks in the 9th inning but couldn't score and dropped their third straight in this series to Beloit, 8-6. 8 runs, 9 hits, no errors for the Snappers. They stranded 4. The Kernels, 6 runs, 7 hits, 1 error. We left 3. Winning pitcher out of the Snapper bullpen, lefty Jose Mijares from Venezuela in relief of Kyle Waldrop. Mijares' record 1-0. Colonel loser was Nick Touchstone. Nick's record now slips to 1-4. The game only took 2 hours and 22 minutes, and we had, I believe, over 700 here this afternoon. 8-6 Beloit. We'll be back in just a moment and enjoy our Access Direct Colonel play of the game. This is Colonel Baseball in the Zone.
With graduations and weddings upon us, you may be giving or receiving gifts and presents. Cedar Rapids Solid Waste and Recycling reminds you that they do not accept gift wrapping paper in your blue curbside recycling box. Instead, try to recycle by reusing old gift paper. Since wrapping paper should not be put in your blue curbside recycling box, you can throw it away in your garbage if you don't reuse it. Enjoy gift giving this season, but remember that gift wrapping paper is not recyclable.
I cannot be anyone but me. Baby, can't you see I know what's right for me? Don't tell me wrong for mine. I know just what I like. Yeah, call me crazy, I don't care. Come feel the joy all around each generation. They got their own understand. Come to shout it out. It's that time, Patsy.
Colonel curtain call from Pullman Field in Beloit, where the Kernels had a 5-2 lead going into the bottom of the 7th, but 4 walks and a grand slam turned the game around, and Beloit won it by the score of 8-6. Time now to enjoy our Access Direct play of the game, brought to us by Access Direct. They're undergoing a hiring initiative right now, and they're looking for team players. You can apply online or you can look at the opportunities, career opportunities at Access Direct by visiting them online at www.accdir.com. That's www.accdir.com, Access Direct. You can also call Access Direct at 261-0260, 261-0260 to join the team. The benefits at Access Direct are out of this world. Medical, dental, vision insurance, 401k savings plan, a fun, friendly atmosphere, and a casual dress code. They'll also provide you with 6 paid holidays per year at Access Direct. Apply now. Access Direct is looking for team players. Our Access Direct play of the game, top of the first inning. No score. Aaron Peel was hit by the first pitch from Beloit starter Kyle Waldrop, and that brought up Drew Toussaint. Let's enjoy our Access Direct play of the game.
Pullman Field. A curve, and it's drilled to deep left. Way back. 2-0 Kernels. Drew Toussaint touched one off. His 5th hit of the series. His 4th extra base hit. And his 2nd home run of the season. Drew Toussaint took a curveball from Kyle Waldrop and drilled it high and deep to left over the 8-foot-high plywood wall for his 2nd home run of the year, his 5th hit of the series, and 4 of his 5 hits have been for extra bases.
And it gave the Kernels a 2-0 lead in the top of the first inning. Drew Toussaint shined in this series. The Colonel slugger had 7 hits. Earlier I said 6. He had 7 hits, and 6 of his 7 hits were extra base hits, a triple, 3 doubles, 2 home runs, 2 home runs today. Drew's 2-run clout in the top of the first inning, our Access Direct play of the game. 8-6 Beloit. We'll wrap things up next with a complete look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard. Stay tuned. This is Colonel Baseball in the Zone.
1-hour photo, speed dating, DSL for your computer. Everyone's in a hurry these days. Your professional Pekin insurance agent, Scott Draper of Sheets Forest Draper and Marion, doesn't hurry when it comes to helping you with your insurance needs. Scott will gladly sit down with you and outline a solid insurance program just right for you and your budget. Auto, home, business, life, and health. Scott Draper, your hometown Pekin insurance professional in Marion, will give you the responsive, personal, unhurried service you deserve.
There's a reason Dick Ramsey is the #1 home seller for the #1 real estate company, Skogman Realty. It's because Dick Ramsey works harder for you than anyone to make selling your home easy for you. Take Dick's one-of-a-kind home trade program. Buy one of Dick Ramsey's homes and Dick will buy yours. Dick Ramsey provides 2 other unparalleled services: a free 1-hour telephone loan approval and a free 1-hour telephone appraisal on your property. Dick Ramsey of Skogman Realty, the #1 home seller for the #1 real estate company.
Beloit beats the Kernels today 8-6, and in 8 games this season, the Snappers win the first 8 games. No, they don't. The Snappers win 6 of 8. They took 3 of 4 from us earlier this month at Veterans Memorial Stadium, and after the Kernels streaked to their 5th straight win here Monday night, 3-2, Beloit answered with 7-3, 5-1, and 8-6 wins. 8-6 the final today. It's our pleasure, thanks to State Farm Insurance agents Gary Schubat, Lanny Peterson, Al Shetler, and Dale Thompson, to bring you the State Farm Major League scoreboard here from Pullman Field on this beautiful Thursday afternoon. In the National League, 1 game this afternoon, the Rockies and Cubs at Wrigley Field, and they're in the top of the 2nd, no score at Wrigley. Later tonight on the State Farm Major League scoreboard, it's the Marlins and Mets in Miami. The Pirates visit the Reds at Great America Ballpark. In Phoenix's Bank One Ballpark, Arizona will entertain the Padres, and the Dodgers and Giants clash tonight at SBC Park in San Francisco. Later this afternoon in the American League, Tampa Bay will host the Oakland Athletics at Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg. It's the Mariners and Orioles at Camden Yards tonight. Cleveland and Minnesota play at Jacobs Field tonight. Detroit and the Yankees in the Bronx. And up in Toronto at Skydome, the Red Sox will visit the Blue Jays. The Royals and Rangers will tangle at the ballpark in Arlington, and late tonight, our parent club, the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, with 8 former Kernels on that Western Division leading club, the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim will take on the White Sox, the team with the best record in the big leagues. That's our complete look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard from Beloit, brought to you by State Farm Insurance agents Al Shetler, Gary Shubat, Al Shetler, Gary Shubat, Dale Thompson, and Lanny Peterson. Kernels played a strong 6 innings, led 5-2 after 6.5, but 4 walks and a grand slam sealed the Kernels' doom here this afternoon as Beloit takes it 8-6, and they own a season series lead 6-2 over the Kernels. Well, Memorial Day weekend, we kick it off tomorrow evening, an 8-game homestand, and we'll unveil it for you tomorrow. 6:30 is game time. We'll have the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show. Colonel Broadcast Assistant Julia Jansen will be taking the questions you've emailed to me at jrogers.com, and she'll be posing them on your behalf to Colonel Manager Bobby Magallanes. The South Slope Communications Triple Play Show time, 6:10 tomorrow evening, and 5:30 is when the gates open. Come on out. Meet me at the stadium. You'll be glad you did for Memorial Day weekend, starting tomorrow evening, an 8-game homestand. This afternoon at Beloit, Snappers rallied for 5 in the 7th to turn back the Kernels 8-6. Our chief engineer was Jake Lent, our in-studio engineer, rather, Jake Lent. Jake answered the alarm clock early this morning with our 11:40 South Slope Communications Triple Play Show time. Actually, it was an hour earlier. 10:40 is when Jake helped us take the air with the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show. Jake, thank you so much. Stay tuned. Scott Unash will be along with the 19th hole a little bit later from Beloit. This is John Rogers wishing you a great rest of your Thursday afternoon. So long. This is Colonel Baseball in the Zone.
This has been a special sports presentation from The Zone, ESPN Radio, 1600 AM, Cedar Rapids. Now back to our regularly scheduled ESPN programming already in progress.